companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
With your look at news, I'm Colin McLaughlin. A jury has been seated in a high-profile murder trial in Morgan County. 12 jurors and 2 alternatives were chosen Friday during proceedings to hear murder charges against 43-year-old Andy McCauley. McCauley is charged with the murder of 15-year-old Riley Crossman of Berkeley Springs back in 2019. The trial is scheduled to begin on April 20.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into P.O. Faulkner Park. It is the home of Martinsburg High School Bulldog Baseball. Today, we've got a rivalry showdown as Martinsburg will play host to the Jefferson Cougars. It is our season debut of high school baseball. Still some basketball to get to as we go through the course of this week, but certainly glad to be here for the first time in a long time to call high school baseball. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford, John Alderton back running our camera, Donald Kinney, our on-site producer, and Colin McLaughlin, our engineer at the studio. Matt, can you believe the last time we were in this press box was March of last year? We were here for a Miller Time segment and a scrimmage game for the Bulldogs. We were looking forward to the season ahead that never really happened, so that means the last time we were here in an actual high school game situation. How about May 21st of 2019? And that game wasn't even here. That was the Jefferson-Hedgesville matchup in the regional final of 2019.
23 months since we called a high school baseball game, and it's good to be back with you. It's been a few weeks since you and I have been able to broadcast the game together due to some COVID protocol we've gone through at the station the last couple of weeks, and what a beautiful night for baseball. Usually we're dealing with, and it's going to get a little chillier as the night goes on, but usually when we start our baseball coverage, it's a high in the upper 40s, and by the time we're getting into the later innings, your pen's not writing, your hand doesn't want to work, but this is an absolutely beautiful night for baseball to start our coverage, and looking forward to it. Jefferson, one of the hottest teams not only in this area but across the entire state, and there's some of the statewide rankings have started to come out for baseball, and they're as high as 6 in some of those, and I know a lot of controversy around that, thinking, man, that team should be a lot higher ranked than they are, but for Martinsburg, they're still trying to figure out their lineup. They're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and we'll hear from both head coaches coming up a little bit later in the pregame show, but looking forward to this one. Always a fun match up when these two teams get together.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head, the contrast between these two and where they're at right now. Jefferson has 6 seniors and 4 juniors in the 10 players in the starting lineup. That includes a designated hitter, and in each case it's a true DH in batting for the pitcher. And when you look at Martinsburg's 10, only 3 are seniors with 4 juniors and 3 sophomores. And even though you have a little more experience, if you will, for Jefferson, you talk to both of these coaches coaches. And while these players got a chance to play some baseball in 2020 on travel teams, summer teams, the Hornby Hornets, that sort of thing, they didn't get to play their season a year ago. And so these coaches still trying to learn a little bit about where this talent is.
And usually, and for Jefferson, it's a different story, but looking at this Martinsburg roster, we're used to at least seeing some sort of carryover from the year before. And I know looking up and down these rosters, and especially, again, for the Bulldogs, we're going, man, I don't recognize any of these names that I'm calling around. Jack Reisenweber is one that I recognize, especially from calling Summer and from his time on the varsity level, and from we understand from Coach Byler, really the only one that has any varsity experience coming into this year. So should be an interesting aspect, at least on our end, seeing some of these younger kids.
Well, as you mentioned, Jefferson coming in at 3-0, a victory at Spring Mills, 14-3 to get it started, then a 9-4 victory at home against Washington. It was on the 17th that they scored a 14-0 win at Berkeley Springs. That has them off to the 3-0 start. Martinsburg is at 1-2. They got a win in their opener. That one was at Washington, a 9-3 final, but then a 5-0 loss at Hedgesville, followed by a Saturday 7-1 loss against Frankfort. Martinsburg has dropped their last two games, and mostly it's been a matter of being able to score runs, and if you're struggling to score runs, this may not be the matchup you want. Jefferson is a team that doesn't give up very many. All right, we've got to take a break, and then we'll come back with more of our pregame show. On the other side, a chance to hear from both head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
We welcome you back once again here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we get ready for high school baseball action. The Martinsburg Bulldogs hosting the Jefferson Cougars. Time for us to hear from both head coaches. We start with the visitors. Jefferson head coach John Lowery Sr., 50 years. This would have been 51. I guess technically it still is, but didn't get a chance to coach his team last season. This would be his 48th year here with the Jefferson Cougars. We got a chance to talk with him and ask about the 3-0 start to the season, what he's seeing from his team.
We're just glad to be out playing. After last year, everybody's just excited. I think you can sense that from the players. You can sense it from the people watching. It seems like the crowds are kind of really, huge, I won't say huge, but big. And, we had a doubleheader canceled there with Greenbrier East on Friday night. We were looking forward to that, disappointed to that. And, of course, we just want to keep playing. And I'm sure everybody else does, and you got to play to get better. And we got some kids that played quite a bit for us when they were sophomores, and they're looking forward to their senior year. And so far so good, but we just got to keep developing.
How unique is it? You talk about keep developing to kind of evaluate where you are since you didn't get to have a season last year.
Well, a lot of these guys played a lot of baseball, even though we didn't have a season per se last year, and we got to get back into the idea of, taking pitches and getting bunts down and being able to command the strike zone and hitting the cutoff man and doing the things that baseball teams do together. give you a chance to be successful. Being willing to take what the other team gives you. If they don't want to throw it across the plate, take your walk, let somebody else do it. And I think at times, sometimes we emphasize individually too much the result instead of the process. And, we're working through that, and the kids are getting better at it, and I think they understand it. And even though it's a individual performance type of game, there's still a team aspect to it that's so important. And that's, that's what we're working toward.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there you hear from John Lowery, Sr., head coach of the Jefferson Cougars. Now to the Martinsburg Bulldogs and head coach Aaron Byler in his third, technically fourth season, if you will, coaching these Bulldogs. And right now, riding a 2-game losing streak. They're 1-2 heading into the matchup. We ask him about what he is seeing right now from his young team.
Well, I think there's no secret the youth we have out there. And anytime you lose a season like that, although the kids got a lot of reps in the summer, you expect there to be some growing pains. Honestly, I thought we would see it more defensively and on the pitcher's mound, and the way it turns out right now, it's kind of showing up more in the batter's box.
What is the situation in the batter's box? Are you not able to have a good approach, or have you been overpowered a little bit by some of the guys you have faced?
Yeah, I think Kyle West on Friday night was very good. As far as that goes, our approach just hasn't been really good. I thought our approach was better on Monday against Washington, but yesterday, Saturday, against Frankfurt, our 2-strike approach is just not very good. We're not moving runners. We're not putting the ball in play. Our swings are too long. And, hopefully we can work on some of that stuff in the cage and fix it.
Talk to us about this matchup against Jefferson. Always fun when the Cats and Dogs get together.
Yeah, Jefferson's very good. The ratings came out today on Metro News and had them at 6th, and I'm not sure that's accurate. I think they're probably a lot better than that. But we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play a lot better than we played the last 2 games, or it could be a long night for us.
How much fun is it just to be back out there after the way last season played out?
Oh, when we were standing on the field at Washington on Monday, it kind of felt surreal, and you just kind of looked around, took it in, and realized how much you missed it. So, we're excited, and we're fortunate to be back on the field, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
And there you go, head coach Aaron Byler of Martinsburg, and you hear it in his voice talking about 1 week ago today. It was last week on the 12th when they scored that 9-3 win at Washington. Good just to be back out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for these younger kids, it's been probably a little, again, looking at Martinsburg, it's probably been a little bit of a shock to the system. Got a win to open the season against Washington, but you're talking about a couple of teams where you have guys that have never played a varsity inning, so just to come and just be thrown to the fire like they have been, I'm sure it's been a little bit of a shock to their system, and usually at-bats help that. Usually ground balls in a game situation help that. Being on the mound helps that. So we'll see as the season goes on if they can get in the rhythm with these younger kids.
All right, let's take another 60-second break. When we come back, a little deeper look at these two teams and this matchup. We'll look to get into our starting lineups as well as we get ready for tonight's baseball action. The Martinsburg Bulldogs hosting the Jefferson Cougars. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Into P.O. Faulkner Park, along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin, our studio engineer. Well, Matt, as we continue to break this one down, we mentioned already the records. Jefferson coming in at 3-0. They are getting it done really in both aspects of the game as far as pitching and offense. 37-7. They have outscored their opponents, or an average of 12.3 to 2.3 runs a game.
Well, let's go all three facets of the game, because this is Jefferson High School. You know they're fundamentally sound in the field for the most part. Again, they're high school kids, and mistakes will be made, but one thing you can pretty much count on year in and year out is this is a Jefferson team that's not going to make too many mistakes in the field. And looking at their batting lineup, 2 guys batting over that 600 mark, 636 for leadoff hitter Peyton Corwine and 625 for Reagan Allinger, and then 2 guys batting that 500 mark with Zach Rose and Sammy Roberts. This is a team that is hitting the baseball very well. A little bit of power in this lineup as well, with Allinger hitting 3 home runs already in this young season, has driven in quite a few runs at 9 driven in. So you're talking about a team that is getting it done. Jefferson has been the kings of getting those 3-2 wins over the past, 4 decades that John Lowery's been coaching. But this is a team this year that's putting the ball in play a lot and hitting the ball around the ballpark.
Yeah, how about 6 home runs in this starting lineup? You mentioned the 3 for Allinger. You've got Cullen Horowitz with 1, Zach Rose with 1, Isaiah Morris has 1 as well. For Martinsburg, scoring runs has been the issue. Outside of that 9-3 victory in their opener at Washington, shut out by a very good Hedgesville team and a very good pitcher on the mound in West. And then on Saturday, just couldn't get those bats going again against Frankfort as they fell 7-1. So 10 runs through 3 games, albeit 9 of those coming in 1 game. That's an average of just 3.3 runs a game. On the other hand, it's not that they've given up a ton. They've given up an average of 5 runs a game, 3 and 5 winnable games on the high school level when you give up 3 to 5 runs. 7 against Frankfort may be a little more than you would like to see, but clearly today they're going to have to come out and pitch well and play good defense.
And I'm talking to some of the members of the coaching staff for Martinsburg. One thing that concerned them about the 13 strikeouts on Friday night against Hedgesville and Kyle West, who clearly was throwing the baseball very well, was 9 of those were looking. So that you talk about 9, that's 3 innings worth of outs where guys didn't take the bats off the shoulders and swing the bat. And this early in the season, even if you're swinging and missing, you're getting cuts. You're timing up that baseball. So I think that's one thing that really concerned them about that game on Friday is the number of strikeouts looking. And on top of that, just the number of strikeouts total in that game.
Well, and you look at the batting averages. You mentioned those hot averages for Jefferson. The highest batting average right now for Martinsburg through 3 games is Jordan Canby at 333. Jack Reisenweber is hitting 300. Then you drop down to a couple of guys at 286 in Landon Seifert and Caleb Edwards. A couple of guys at 250 in Shine Knotts and Hudson Clement. 2 guys in this lineup are still looking for their first hit of the season in a combined 15 at-bats. Never easy to get that offense going against Jefferson.
And one thing that you look at in the game of baseball is, okay, you want about 3 at-bats, or the average is going to be about 3 at-bats a game if you're not getting on base a whole lot. You're guaranteed usually between 2 and 3 at-bats a game. And you look at the Martinsburg at-bats so far this year, Jack Reisenweber, the only player to have double-digit at-bats. He's 3 for 10 on the season. A couple of players with 9, but they're just not turning over at the plate. They're not getting guys up. They're not getting guys 3, 4, sometimes 5 at-bats in a game. That's something that's got to change here over the next couple of days as they get deeper into this EPAC schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to find a way to get some runs. And as you said, look, you do it by being in game situations, and that is certainly something that these teams will be in a lot as we head through this season. The season shortened only a little bit, but they still have a chance to get in about 30, normally 32 games in a season. Both of these teams have more this week. Jefferson is taking on Hedgesville tomorrow. Then on the 22nd, they've got Hampshire, a doubleheader on Saturday the 24th against Frankfort. Martinsburg is right back out here tomorrow against Legacy Christian out of Virginia. And then they've got a matchup against Washington here on Wednesday, on Friday at Spring Mills, and a doubleheader against Petersburg coming up on Saturday. So a lot of baseball ahead.
So not necessarily missing games, just less dates to get those games in. You're talking about 4 to 5 games a week and a tournament almost every single weekend, at least until we get into mid-May.
And that is going to put a test to everybody's pitching. Yep. And pitching will obviously be key here this evening. And, Matt, we've got a pretty good-looking matchup. Joe Paulson going to get the baseball for the Bulldogs and Riley Vidaz for the Cougars.
Yeah, Vidaz coming in. This will be his 3rd appearance on the year, his 2nd start, a 3.5 ERA in just 2 innings pitched so far. He's given up 1 run on 3 hits. And for Paulson, he comes in as a guy that's probably surprised some people for this Martinsburg Bulldog coaching staff, pitching coach Kurt Sarnecki. He's got 5 innings pitched on the season so far, a record of 1-0. This will be start number 2 for him, and a 1.4 ERA, giving up just 3 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 of those has been earned, 5 strikeouts to 2 walks. So should be, on paper, a good pitching matchup here tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it. He got their lone win, got the start in that matchup against Washington, a 9-3 decision. He gets the ball tonight in this one. We will see how it all plays out. All right, they're doing some final work to get the field together. The head coach is meeting with our umpiring crew, going through those lineups and exchanging those lineup cards. They'll go over the ground rules here as well. As we get ready for action, Matt, why don't you jump right into it? Let's check out that visiting Jefferson Cougar starting lineup.
Let's do it in the leadoff spot. Number 1 playing center field is Peyton Corwine. Batting second, playing left, wearing number 9, is Connor Bailey. Colin Horowitz is in the 3 spot, wearing number 15. He'll be at the hot corner playing third base. In the cleanup spot, Reagan Allinger. He will be behind the plate wearing number 3. In the 5 spot, the big first baseman committed to Shepherd University, number 13, Zach Rose. In the 6th spot is shortstop Kevin Gonzalez. He will wear number 19. Sammy Roberts batting 7th. He is the true DH tonight for the pitcher of Valdez. And the number 8 spot, right fielder Griffin Horowitz, we believe the younger brother of Cullen Horowitz, and rounding out the batting order, playing second base, number 44, Isaiah Morris.
All right, let's turn our attention to the homestanding Martinsburg Bulldogs, their lineup.
Landon Sifford is catching and leading off. He wears number 4 for the Dogs. In the number 2 spot, shortstop Jack Reisenweber wears number 24. Number 14, first baseman Isaiah Morris is in the 3 spot. Caleb Edwards is the cleanup hitter and a true DH tonight again for pitcher Joe Paulson. He wears number 27. In left field batting 5th is Jordan Canby. He wears number 7. Michael Lupus will be at the hot corner playing third base, batting 6th, wearing number 10. Number 33, center fielder Shine Knotts is in that 7th spot in the order. Hudson Clement batting 8th, playing second base, wearing number 3. And Peyton DeMarco in the number 9 spot. He will be in the 9th spot in the field as well in right field, wearing the number 2.
Now, these two programs last met in the 2019 season, as the 2020 season did not happen due to the COVID virus, and they split. Jefferson won the first meeting. That was down at Sager Field. 3-1 was the final, and then in the matchup here at P.O. Faulkner, Martinsburg got the 5-2 win. Matt, what is significant about that, you may ask? All right, don't worry. I'll give you the answer without asking. That snapped an 11-game Jefferson winning streak against Martinsburg. So we'll see if the Dogs can find any, there can't be any momentum after the nearly 2-year layoff.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they can find a way to get back in the win column against these Jefferson Cougars. This at one time was the premier matchup in AAA baseball here in the Eastern Panhandle and at times even in this northern part of the state, as Martinsburg and Jefferson would get together, looking to renew that rivalry here in this one as well, as the grounds crew has wrapped things up, and we're just about ready for the lineups to be introduced to the crowd here.
I'm not sure I've ever heard anybody refer to the Eastern Panhandle as the northern part of the state.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm saying even go into the northern Panhandle, even work your way over into the Morgantown University area, and this, at one time, Jefferson-Martinsburg matchup would have been the premier matchup, even, I'm saying, in those areas where there's some pretty good baseball, right? I mean, Wheeling Park has been solid, University, Morgantown has had some very good years in there as well. We obviously know what Bridgeport does in baseball. They are extremely good. So, all right, there you go. We are looking here as they get ready for the lineups. Let's go ahead. We're going to send it back to the studio. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, and then we will come back and get you ready for all the play-by-play action of West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood.
The Jefferson Cougars lining up along the first base line in the gray baseball pants, the maroon jersey tops, gold lettering and trim. Martinsburg being introduced, coming to the third base line, and they are decked out in the home white pants and jersey tops, orange lettering and black trim. Martinsburg in that third base dugout, the home dugout here at P.O. Faulkner. Dimensions at this ballpark: 305 down the lines, 350 into the power alleys, 370 into straightaway center field. Let's see if this ballpark can contain the shots hit by these Jefferson Cougars, who, as we mentioned, have hit the long ball through their first 3 games.
I know a couple of those home runs coming at Berkeley Springs, and if you're muscling home runs out of Berkeley Springs, you're getting baseballs out of the ballpark. So we know there is power here. The wind blowing a little bit right now, and if any, it's blowing to straightaway center field to left center.
As the starters introduced for Martinsburg, they will line up with 3 players standing off that back slope of the mound. 3 players will line up just in behind the dirt on the grass in shallow center, and the 3 outfielders will line up side by side out in straightaway center field. And let's take a moment now and pause for the playing of the national anthem. There you go, our national anthem, and we are just about ready for high school baseball on this Monday night. We believe it's Jeff King who will be behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Neil Rymanschneider will be on the bases. They are switching places after working the JV game, which, by the way, if this varsity game is as good as that JV contest, it's going to be a fun night. Martinsburg held on for a 4-3 victory in that JV game.
Yeah, that was a battle of 2 halves of the game. Martinsburg really dominated early on in the contest, and then Jefferson doing what Jefferson does, just hanging around, no matter what level it is, just hanging around and able to get a few runs late, but not quite enough to get the job done. We mentioned a beautiful night for baseball. 62 degrees is our first pitch temperature, and first pitch looking like it's going to come right at about 7:09, 7:10 this evening.
The sun sets here at this ballpark off the left field side. We're already seeing those shadows from the concession stand, from the third base dugout, and from the press box beginning to stretch their way across the field. So as the game gets started, Joe Paulson on the mound is actually in the sunlight while the plate is kind of in the shadows. We'll see if that affects the batters in any way, catching that baseball coming kind of out of that sunlight into those shadows.
Right now, I'd imagine it would affect the left-handed batters more than the right-handed batters, because the righties are going to be looking towards what is still the sun-drenched part of the field, where the lefties are going to be looking at some of the shadows coming in and the shadow coming off of the pitcher, especially with a righty on the mound in Joe Paulson. So I would imagine that early on it's going to impact those lefties just a little bit more.
The lights are already on, so as the sun continues to set, there will be no delay in those lights beginning to take effect, and so we are ready to go as Paulson has thrown his final warm-up toss, his second start of this season for Martinsburg. I see the roster through the WVSS AC page says that he is just a junior, so still another year remaining for Joe Paulson, one of 4 juniors in this Martinsburg starting lineup. It is Peyton Corwine who stands in, and he is one of 4 juniors with 6 seniors in the Jefferson lineup. Left-hand batter crowds the plate just a bit. First pitch on the way, and that fastball off the inside corner. That is ball 1, and first pitch time is
7:09.
There you go.
Yeah, that front foot just a little in as that baseball coming in for Corwine, so you can tell he wants to get that little step in as he bails out just that front foot a little bit.
This pitch works high and outside. Count moves 2 balls and no strikes. Corwine does have a couple of walks, so has shown a good eye at the plate. A couple of strikeouts as well.
636 batter. That's 7-4-11 in that leadoff spot, so a lot of productivity in that leadoff spot. 3-0 now the count to Corwine.
Yeah, he got a little closer to the plate on that pitch, and it, again, missed it down and in.
Younger pitcher still getting those varsity innings. You want to make him sweat a little bit on the mound and make sure he's not hitting the batter.
3-0 strike on the outside corner. Corwine was ready to head to first base.
And you take that one every day of the week and twice on Sunday. High and outside, you let that one go.
Yeah, now the 3-1 is due. Here it comes. Right down the middle at the knees. That is a called strike, too. And just like that, Paulson has battled back.
Yeah, good battle back for the junior. Has only walked 2 so far this year in his 5 innings of work. 2 walks so far for the batter Corwine as well.
Off-speed pitch fouled into the screen just to the left of the press box. Count holds at 3-2. 5 strikeouts in those 5 innings as Paulson has worked to a 1.40 ERA in his only start. He looks in at his catcher, Landon Seifert, has the sign, and that 3-2 delivery again on the way. Fastball grounded back up the middle. Shortstop over to his left. Reisenweber's got it. Throw to first. Got him by a half a step. Wow.
Just a half a step. A chopper going right up the middle, and Reisenweber having to time those bounces. They weren't quick. They were those slow arcing bounces, and he got it just to the left of our broadcast position, to the right of second base. Did a good job of one fluid motion, bringing it into the body and firing it sidearm across the mound. A good stretch by Isaiah Morris.
So 1 down on the ground out, 6-3, and it brings up Connor Bailey, junior left fielder, a right-hand batter. Stands near the back of the box, but again, up towards the plate. Takes a breaking pitch that misses outside for ball 1. No score, top half inning, number 1. 1 down, bases empty. Nice crowd on hand for this one. John Lowery Sr. talked about the crowds that have been out so far through their first 3 games. Fastball off the outside part of the plate for ball 2.
And Paulson has an out, but I'm not sure getting behind 2-0 to the first 2 pitchers is a habit you want to get into.
No, not at all. Would much rather work ahead than behind. 2-0 on the way. That one right down the heart of the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
And so far, nothing special coming out of that right arm. He's a fastball predominant pitcher. May have thrown a changeup in there that we didn't necessarily pick up on, but definitely no breaking stuff, no sliders, no curveballs that we've seen to this point.
Swing and a miss at the 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2 to Bailey, who's hitting .364, 4 hits in 11 at-bats, no homers, 4 driven in on the season.
And I believe that wasn't changeable on the inside. Bailey looked like he was just a little out in front.
And the fastball right down the heart of the plate, but apparently below the knees, and that is ball 3.
That's a tough one to leave with 2 strikes.
Bailey has not walked yet this season, but shows a good eye there.
Also hasn't struck out.
Yeah, that's true. Count moves to 3-2. 3-2 pitch, bounced again towards the shortstop. Reisenweber backhands, throws, got him at first. This one not quite as close as Reisenweber, able to wait on that bounce, and again in one fluid motion make that strong throw.
And Reisenweber working with the shadows right now at shortstop. Again, a very good job of timing those bounces. That one a little bit quicker on the bounces to shortstop, playing what is not much of a lip anymore around the edge of the grass here at P.O. Faulkner. Again, one fluid motion over to first, 2 down.
Bases empty. Cullen Horowitz to the plate. Big senior in that right-hand batter's box. The Bear. Looks at a breaking pitch here, and that one catches the outside part of the plate. About belt high for strike 1. There we see Paulson getting ahead of the hitter. Horowitz with just a hit in 7 at-bats, but that hit was a long ball. Pitch down and away in the dirt. Bounces away from the catcher, Seifert. Now 1-1.
That home run coming in the first game of the season. The opening season win against Spring Mills.
Horowitz has driven in a pair, has also walked twice, has struck out only once. Swings through this breaking pitch, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well out in front, and again, where that pitch ended up, if he can hold back, he probably drives that one a long way.
Paulson now working ahead in the count in the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes, and it's lifted in the air down the right field line. Foul, and that one will get back out of play.
I'll have to look and see if I can find it. I know Horowitz committed to play college baseball at the next level. I'm blanking on the school he's committed to.
Oh, we both saw the video of him earlier this year down at that brand-new ballpark in Arlington, Texas, hitting long balls at some kind of a baseball showcase. He will take a fastball a bit up and away here. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He ended up winning that home run derby, I believe 14 home runs.
Hitting them both with the aluminum bat and the wood bat out of the Major League ballpark.
Got a little Joey Gallo in him.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery. Off-speed pitch hit high and deep and goodbye baseball. There's no doubt about it. Where will it land? Way out in the trees, just to the left of dead center field. As we talk about it, Horowitz delivers the bomb to give Jefferson the 1-0 lead.
Well, it's a good ratio. I'm sure Coach Lowery would like him on base a little bit more, but 2 hits, 2 home runs so far this year, and yeah, that one, no doubt about it. Shine Knotts in center field, turned and took about 4 steps back before realizing, I don't need to run all the way to the fence. That one's going to clear by quite a few feet. Jefferson 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Well, that's the way to do it. If you're going to give up that long ball like that, you get those first 2 guys out. Make sure it's just a solo shot. 1-0 Jefferson, and now Paulson can go back to work with the bases empty, 2 away, and another dangerous hitter in Reagan Allinger. First pitch to him, a little up and in. That's ball 1. Allinger leading this team in home runs with 3 through the first 3 games, and I believe it's been 1 in each of the 3. So not like a multi-homer game in there. He's just been consistent.
That's a good way to start your season.
Takes this pitch on that inside corner for a strike. That one about letter high.
Yeah, nothing you can do with that pitch. Even if he turns on it, that's hitting off the narrow part of the bat, and that's a dribbler down the third base line most likely, so a good take.
Pitch working away this time. Misses low and outside. 2-1 the count. Allinger hitting .625. That is second on this team in average. First in home runs, first in RBI with 3 long balls and 9 runs batted in. Off-speed pitch, check swing, foul ball into the netting just to the first base side of home plate. Count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paulson a pitch away from setting down the Cougars and getting his team to the plate for the first time in this one. 2-2 delivery. Fastball down low in the dirt. Again, bounces away from the catcher, and it's a full count. And you're looking at a full count to Corwine. It was a 3-2 pitch, so a full count to Bailey when he got the ground out. Went 2-2 to Horowitz, and now 3-2 to Allinger. Paulson throwing a lot of pitches in this top of the first and misses outside and low with that 3-2 pitch, and that is ball 4. So he has issued his first base on balls. I believe we're going to have a runner come in. Looks to be number 11. So Kellen Kinsler going to serve as a courtesy runner for the catcher. So the new runner at first base as Zach Rose steps in. Left-hand batter checks his swing at the first pitch. It will miss down and in for ball one.
And Rose, a powerful lefty, standing in. Again, crowds the plate, similar to what we saw for Corwine in that leadoff spot. 500 hitter on the season, 3 for 6. Does have a home run and has driven in 3.
Watches this one down low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. He is on his way to Shepherd University. He's slimmed down a little bit looking at him in that left-hand batter's box.
Slimmed down but bulked up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
losing weight in the areas you want to and gaining weight in the areas you want to.
The 2-0 pitch down low and inside. That's 3 balls and no strikes. He's got a good eye at the plate. 3 walks, just 1 strikeout, and 3 hits in 6 at-bats. 500 average, includes a home run and 3 driven in. Runner at first with his lead. Pitch to the plate. Misses down low and inside as well, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks after that solo home run from Cullen Horowitz. So Paulson gets the first 2 batters, but now runs into some trouble, and it will bring up Camion Gonzalez.
29 pitches thrown in the top of the first inning. Not ideal for a pitching staff that hasn't been overly deep this year for Martinsburg.
Gonzalez, the senior shortstop, hitting in the number 6 spot in the order. Comes in with 3 hits in 10 at-bats. Right-hand hitter, first pitch swinging, pops it up, foul territory, first base side, it will get out of play. Morris, the first baseman, giving chase. Peyton DeMarco out of right field, racing over towards the line, but had no chance. It's out of play for strike 1.
Gonzalez, one of the guys we were able to see play last summer in our Hornby Hornets baseball coverage.
Here's a pitch working low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, a weird summer even. No American Legion baseball. Don't say that.
No.
That was Hornby Hornets baseball. Legion ball will be back this summer, we do understand. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. That one hit into that gap in left center field, ranging over and playing it on a bounce is Canby, the left fielder. He's going to fire through to the cutoff man in the middle of the infield, but not before. Kellen Kinsler, the courtesy runner for Allinger, is able to score from second. Now a 2-0 Jefferson lead. Rose will stop at second. Gonzalez aboard at first with the RBI single.
And how about this 2-out rally? The first 2 batters, Bailey and Corwine. Corwine batting first, Bailey second. They got out in 13 pitches, and you're thinking, all right, what is Paulson going to do here? As strike 1 taken by Sammy Roberts. And since then, it's been a home run by Cullen Horowitz, a walk drawn by Reagan Allinger, a walk drawn by Zach Rose, and then an RBI single for Gonzalez. Quite the 2-out rally.
Off-speed pitch, low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The count evens up to Roberts, the junior designated hitter, batting in the spot of today's starting pitcher, Riley Vadaz. 1-1 on the way, a foul at the plate, in and out of the mitts of the catcher Seifert. That one will be retrieved by our plate umpire, Jeff King, as he makes his way over off the third base side of home plate. So the count 1-2 now to Roberts. He's got 4 hits in 8 at-bats, no homers, has driven in a pair. 2 of his 4 hits have been doubles. Get a double here, and you got a chance to score 2 more because the runners can be off with the pitch to the plate and or the contact with 2 outs. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Here it comes, works down low and outside.
And one thing you don't want to do if you're Paulson here is let this count go full, because then you got both those guys in motion with Gonzalez at first base, Zach Rose at second base, and you just do not want to let them get moving on the pitch.
2-2 pitch, a fastball on the outside corner about belt high. It's taken for a called strike 3, and Joe Paulson able to get out of the inning with a strikeout. A little bit of damage done, but he is able to strand a pair of base runners with that big strikeout. A home run for Cullen Horowitz, an RBI single for Camion Gonzalez. That has Jefferson on the board at the end of a half an inning. It is Jefferson 2. It's Martinsburg coming to bat.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
We move to the bottom half of inning number 1. Jefferson with a 2-0 lead. Martinsburg with Landon Seifert, Jack Reisenweber, and Isaiah Morris to lead it off against Riley Vidaz. That's V-A-D-A-S-Z. Vidaz, a couple of games, including a start, but has worked only 2 innings. So not a lot of time on the mound so far. Right hand to ready, and the fastball a bit low and away, and that is ball 1.
Seifert so far in the season, 2 hits and 7 at-bats, a .286 average is what that equates to.
Swing, and may have got just a piece of it. He did. Our plate umpire, Jeff King, says he grazed that one, hung on to by Reagan Allinger. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And something you don't want to see in the leadoff spot, 3 strikeouts to just 1 walk.
Swing and a foul. This one going off of the catcher Allinger. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Seifert, one of 3 sophomores in this lineup for Martinsburg. .375 on base percentage, that .286 batting average. He gets out of the way of an inside breaking pitch. Didn't have much break to it.
No, it started about neck high and finished about mid-bicep high by the time it got to him, so good job just bailing out of the way.
So now that 2-2, swing and a foul straight back towards us. Good at bat there by Seifert, staying alive, making some contact. Count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Vidaz moving the ball around the zone. This will be pitch number 6, and a good job. Anytime, if you're a leadoff hitter, you can make the pitcher throw just about everything in his arsenal around the plate. You're doing a good job.
Off-speed pitch sent right back through the box. That one will get out into center field, and Seifert gets it started in the Martinsburg. Half of the first with a single to center.
Hopefully a good sign for the Dogs. We talked about it in the pregame and have talked to Coach Byler about it, and the plate is where their struggles have been this year. So hopefully that's a good sign of what's to come today.
Jack Reisenweber to the plate, one of 3 seniors in this starting lineup. Right-hand batter, 3 hits in 10 trips to the plate. No home runs. He's driven in a couple. Throw over to first, and that will send in Seifert on the dive. Reisenweber with a walk and a strikeout, a .417 on base percentage. Right-hand batter takes low and outside, ball 1. 2-0 the lead right now for Jefferson. Martinsburg batting, bottom half of inning number 1. Sun setting. Lights not really taking effect yet. It's kind of that twilight sky right now. Here's a fastball lifted high into the air, but foul back out of play first base side. It's a ball and a strike. Yeah, Martinsburg with 10 runs scored through their first 3 games, and 9 of that coming in their opener at Washington. So to get an early run in this one could be big. Right? Sometimes you get that first one and they come in bunches. Another throw over to first. Seifert back in on the dive.
Yeah, one thing about baseball is hitting is contagious. You get the guys at the top of the order starting to hit the baseball, and a lot of times you'll see that start to have the trickle-down effect.
Again, a throw over. Slap tag applied by Zach Rose at first. But Seifert getting the hand back in.
Yeah, doing a good job. Pretty big lead for somebody his size, and did they get him there?
No. He was leaning and then stumbled just a little bit as he made his move back towards first. It was a bang-bang play, but Neil Ryman Schneider, the field umpire or base umpire, said, nope, didn't get him. So now that 1-1. Vidaz to the plate. High fastball. Big secondary lead draws the attention of Allinger, who looks down at the runner. He doesn't throw, but he definitely stared him down.
And even if Seifert doesn't go and doesn't try to steal second, he's done his job of getting in the head of the pitcher right now.
Count 2-1. Whoa, make it 2-2. Reisenweber takes one that apparently caught that outside corner at the knees. If Vidaz can hit that spot consistently, he could have a good one here tonight. That's a tough pitch to do anything with. Again, a throw over, trying to keep Seifert close at first. Count at 2-2.
I think we've seen Vidaz throw more to first than we have to home so far early here.
Takes his time, now delivers in on the hands of the batter, who turns on it, bounces it foul outside the third base bag. Good job by Reisenweber to get his hands inside of that baseball, get the barrel on it, but was out in front just a little too much. That foul ball holds the count at 2-2. Isaiah Morris waiting in the on-deck circle. Nobody out, a runner at first. Again, a throw over. We've had at least 5 throws to first and 5 pitches to Reisenweber.
Yeah.
So Vidaz is doing everything he can to try to make sure that Landon Seifert does not get too big a lead, although it really hasn't shortened his lead at all.
No. He knows what he can get. He's confident in what he can get in his primary and his secondary lead, and doing a good job so far.
Now the break-even pitch. It stays high, and it's a full count now to Reisenweber. This has been a good at-bat, because this is a tough at-bat when you see all those throws going over to first. Reisenweber being patient at the plate. The 3-2 delivery instead, another throw to first. I think Reisenweber has a little bit of a smile on his face as he stepped out. Come on, throw me the ball. The 3-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Again, in on his hands, popped it up, foul territory, and that one will get over towards the concession stand, out of play. We'll do it all over again. Matt, coming up is going to be the 8th pitch of this at-bat.
8th ball thrown to the plate. He's probably, just in this at-bat, thrown, 13, 14?
Ready again with that 3-2 delivery. The runner at first with his lead. He stays. Here's the pitch. It's grounded on the right side of the infield. Second baseman ranging over. Isaiah Morris bobbles, drops, picks it up, throws to first, not in time. Reisenweber going to reach on the E4. Seifert will go to second base, and Martinsburg has something going.
I think that's a case where when you look at second base, Isaiah Morris is probably thinking, all right, do I have time to flip the baseball over to second base rather than just watch that one all the way into the glove? I don't think he was going to be able to get Seifert at second base. I think that would have been a very tough play to make. So if you're Morris at second, you just got to watch that one all the way in and try to get it out rather than making sure you're not trying to do too much and get 2.
Well, and now we are going to have a runner that is Logan Wilt, who will be taking over out at second base. Logan Wilt will serve as a courtesy runner. Seifert, today's starting catcher. So a new runner at second with Reisenweber at first. Isaiah Morris, a left-hand batter in the box. Open stance with that front foot down towards that first base line as he takes the pitch for strike 1. You may have noticed that the error on the prior ground ball was to the second baseman, Isaiah Morris.
I just look at my score sheet going, did I write something? I didn't think I did.
You did not. Did I not tell you there was duplicity in these lineups early on as we were writing them down? Pitch to the plate, bounced foul right into the feet of the batter. And Isaiah Morris down in the count, 0-2.
Took me saying the names and actually looking to figure that out.
I had picked that up while writing them down and realized each team has an Isaiah Morris. One's the second baseman. That's the Jefferson Isaiah Morris. The Martinsburg Isaiah Morris is the first baseman.
Right side of the infield.
Looking for his first hit of the season. Awaits that 0-2 pitch. Vidaz ready. Here it comes. Fastball misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Morris has 9 at-bats. Has walked a couple of times. Has struck out only once. So he's done a nice job of putting the ball in play. That's what he wants to do here. Try to make something happen with 2 on, nobody out. 1-2 pitch is due. Vidaz taking his time. Now comes the pitch, and it's fouled back to the screen. May have actually got out over the screen just to our left, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It holds. Caleb Edwards due next in this Martinsburg half of inning number 1. 2-0, the lead for Jefferson. Martinsburg trying to answer with 2 on, nobody out. That 1-2 pitch, here it comes. A check swing roller, foul up that third base line. Morris, at the very last second, kind of got that bat out there and then decided to pull it back, made some contact, and thankfully it ended up being a foul ball.
Yeah, and Morris wishing he would have held back on that one. That one well high and outside out of the strike zone.
Yep, would have been ball 2. Camion Gonzalez, the shortstop's been ducking over behind that runner out at second. He's headed back to his position as the pitch to the plate gets fouled back out of play third base side. Will hold again at a ball and 2 strikes. That is 3 straight pitches fouled away by Morris.
This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming up. There's 8 thrown to Ryzen Weber and 6 thrown to Seifert. So both starting pitchers getting high in the pitch count early.
Swing, and did he get a piece of it? No, he did not. That was a breaking pitch to Morris, but the ball got by Allinger and went through to the backstop, and the runners will get a chance to advance because first base was occupied. Morris cannot occupy first, so he does not get to reach, even though it's a third strike ball that got by the catcher. However, Wilt, who was the courtesy runner at second, and Reisenweber, who was at first, now move up a base into scoring position, runners at second and third.
And a big at-bat here for Caleb Edwards. 2 for 7 on the season. Hasn't driven in a run yet, but an opportunity for 2 here with 2 ducks on the pond, 1 down.
Yeah, that would tie it up. First pitch, a fastball on the outside edge. That is a strike. 0-1 now to Edwards. That strikeout, by the way, for Vadaz. He is 4th on the year. He has walked a pair, given up just a run on 3 hits through 2 prior innings this season. Tries that outside corner again and again connects. That one about knee high, and it's strike 2.
And Jeff King's going to be giving pitchers that all evening. That is a pitcher-friendly umpire right there, because as a batter, there is nothing you can do with that pitch low and away.
Edwards, the designated hitter, chokes up on the bat just slightly, awaits that 0-2 pitch. Here it comes, swing and a miss, and Vadaz went right back to that outside corner.
Yeah, he did, and again, you got to protect if you're Edwards, but there's really not a whole lot you can do, and for Edwards, that outside pitch, didn't see him necessarily try to step towards right field at all, just kept that same batting stance. If you know the guy's trying to pound the outer third and the outer lower third, you got to adjust that batting stance a little bit and try to take, even if it's just a slight step, take some sort of step towards right field to extend those arms just a bit.
Brings up Jordan Canby now with 2 outs and 2 on. Runners at second and third. Canby a right-hand hitter and takes one right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Canby hitting .333, 3 hits in 9 at-bats. No home runs. He's driven in 1. Chance for more here. Pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. He was a little late on that fastball.
Yeah, but Doss put a little bit extra on that fastball. Added some zip to it.
0-2, and this is the part of the game that third-year head coach, 4th year in the program, Aaron Byler, talked to us about in the pregame show. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a foul tip. It's hung on to by Allinger. And what was it that he talked about? The inability to produce at times with runners in scoring position, and that's exactly what happens here for Martinsburg. The first 2 batters get on, 1 on a hit, 1 on an error, but then Riley Vadaz strikes out the next 3 batters that he faces, and inning number 1 is in the books. Back after this 60-second break as we head to the top of the second inning with Jefferson leading Martinsburg 2-0.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
2-0 Jefferson as they bat in the top half of inning number 2. Griffin Horowitz to get it started, and the right-hand batter takes strike 1 from Joe Paulson. Paulson in that first inning, Matt, 37 pitches. We had 18 of those for strikes.
Yeah, and if you're pitching Coach Kurt Zarnecki and head coach Aaron Byler, that had to be the first thing that you're saying to Paulson as he's coming out for a second inning of work. Hey, try to work a little more efficiently here. I'm not sure they want back-to-back 30-plus pitch innings.
Horowitz taking this pitch, missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horowitz with just his third at-bat so far on this season. Takes a called strike 2, that one on the outside edge. He is 0 for 2, has walked, and also has struck out. The junior playing right field in this one, number 8 hitter in the order. Breaking pitch from Paulson. Didn't have a lot of break to it. Stayed high for ball 2.
A gradual break. There was nothing real rapid about that. Started on the about neck high on the inside part of the plate and really just never broke down, more side to side.
2-2 pitch, popped high up into the air. Coming back for it is the catcher. Will he have room in front of the press box? He does. Nice play by Landon Seifert to stay with that one and make the grab for out number 1.
It was a tough play for a catcher to make, throwing the mask off. You're really relying a lot on your pitcher, your third baseman, your shortstop, and your first baseman as to where that baseball is going. Is this going straight up? You're turning around, you're disoriented a little bit, and then tracking that baseball down. And good play by the catcher, Seifert.
1 away for Isaiah Morris, number 9 hitter and second baseman for Jefferson.
No, the other one.
Not the other one, that's right. Swing and a miss at the very first pitch. I'm waiting for the ground ball to first so that we can...
Morris to Morris?
Yes. And Morris takes it to the bag ahead of Morris. To
retire Morris.
Yes. Here's a fastball high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think that may be a first for me. I don't know if I've ever called a game with identical names for either team.
The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Down low in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, 2-1. This Morris is a senior. Martinsburg's Morris a junior. Isaiah 2 for 6. That's a .333 batting average. And one of those hits a home run. 4 runs driven in. He chokes up on the bat just slightly. Awaits that 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count now at 2-2. Top of the order. Waiting next. As Jefferson sent 7 to the plate and scored their 2 runs on 2 hits in that first inning. Morris awaits the 2-2. Paulson is ready. Here it comes. That one misses high, and it's 3-2. Remember watching Joe come into his own in the Little League All-Star tournaments. Really stepped up big for the Martinsburg All-Stars, especially in a state tournament game. Oh, this pitch comes up and in, and it looks like it hit Morris in the side of the face. I'm not sure if it caught any of the helmet.
I think it may have ricocheted off the helmet and then hit him in the corner of the mouth. Because he definitely, I would imagine if a ball's coming at your face, he's ducking out of the way.
Right.
More than what he did, because really didn't hesitate at all. So I'm thinking it may have deflected off of the helmet.
That will be a hit by pitch. And Morris immediately made his way over towards the dugout. He's taken the batting helmet off in clear frustration. You hate to have this happen, and the possibility is there where there's probably bleeding around that lip where that ball may have struck it, even that lip banging against the teeth. And so they're checking him out right now. It looks to be J.P. Jones, one of the assistant coaches, making sure that he is okay. Coach Lowery over there as well. And we'll see if he is able to remain in the game. There will be a runner at first. Will it be Morris able to stay in and run for himself, or will we see a substitution and go back to the top of the lineup in this Jefferson half of the second inning?
Right now it looks like they're just trying to apply pressure to, well, it looks like there's probably a cut as a couple of towels coming in. I can't imagine that doesn't bust the lip up a little bit, and that'll be black and blue for a few days.
Well, let's make our way while we have a quick opportunity to the game changer and see what we might find out going on in other baseball action, as we had a doubleheader with Hedgesville. I believe it was Hampshire that they were playing in that doubleheader action that was supposed to have gotten underway at 4 o'clock this evening. And then Spring Mills was scheduled to be up at Berkeley Springs. So we will check in.
Now you'd imagine at some point they're going to have to make a decision on whether to pull him or not. I mean, I feel for Morris standing over there. Obviously not the way you want to possibly exit the game, but at some point you would imagine there's going to have to be a decision made as to whether he can stay in the game or not. The trainer working on the face a little bit. As the Martinsburg infields come to the pitcher's mound, the outfield has gathered in center field. And now everybody dispersing back to their positions. And Morris is putting the helmet back on, so I think he's going to try to make a go of it.
There you go. So they were able to get him tended to, and we'll be able to keep him in this ball game. I'm glad to see that. Well, we've got a game in progress on the Hedgesville game changer. Bottom of the second inning, it is a 5-0 Hedgesville lead over Hampshire, but no indication of game one. So maybe they did not get in a doubleheader out at Eagle Field. That may be the case. We'll check in on the Spring Mills Cardinals. And right now it's Berkeley Springs with a 6-4 lead over Spring Mills. They are in the bottom of the sixth inning in that one. So that one apparently started ahead of the 7 o'clock start time. So Paulson going to take a couple of throws with the shortstop Reisenweber just to try to keep that arm loose. Not a cold night by any stretch.
But it's getting more chilly than it was. The sun going down definitely making a difference here at P.O. Faulkner. Is Morris back at first base, so we should be.
Okay, so now they did put somebody in to at least run, it sounds like. So Matthew Vickers may very well be our runner at first base. We just heard that announcement being made. No jersey numbers on the front of these uniforms for Jefferson. Back to action and back to the top of the order in Peyton Corwine, who takes a bit up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Corwine in that leadoff spot, 0-4-1. Bounced out to the shortstop on a 3-2 pitch, his first at bat. Chokes up on the bat slightly. Left-hand batter takes this one just down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. A little chirping from the Martinsburg dugout. Mostly just encouraging Paulson. Hey, keep working, kid. Runner with a short lead over at first. Draws the attention of Paulson, who makes that throw over, and back in on the dive goes Vickers.
It's a case where you're trying to keep a guy just coming off the bench, keep him honest, make sure he's paying attention. Not a bad throw over, even though the lead is extremely short.
Corwine awaiting that 2-0 pitch. Here it comes, and that one down the middle for a called strike. Connor Bailey would be due next. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the top of the second inning. A 2-0 Jefferson lead. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. That one handcuffed him just a bit. Came in on the left-hand batter. Last second decision for Corwine to swing. Morris holds the runner on at first. And now that 2-2 pitch. No, a throw over, and they've got him in the rundown. The throw down to the shortstop, and Reisenweber will apply the tag to Vickers, who was stumbling as he turned to try to go back to first base. The pickoff of the runner at first for the second out of the inning.
Just got him leaning. Not sure whether he was planning on going on first move or whether he just froze the minute he saw Paulson move, but clearly I think that looked like it was going to be a first move steal, or at least as soon as you know he's going to the plate steal, from the way that he was leaning and the way he immediately took off on the foot movement of Paulson.
He out-recorded 1-3 to 6, choking up on the bat even more as Corwine as he swings and pops the 2-2 pitch out of play. That one getting over the screen just near the Martinsburg dugout, scattering a couple of people. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just don't have our camera over there. That's all we ask.
Get out of the way. 2 outs now, bases empty with a 2-2 pitch due. Paulson with a chance to get out of the inning, steps off the pitching rubber. Now gathers himself and gets ready to go again. Corwine never left that left-hand batter's box. 2-2 pitch, down and in. That one misses for ball 3.
Again, you want to keep the pitches down if you're Paulson's. This is a big batter. If you can now turn this into a 1-2-3 inning, a very unconventional way, this would go a long way.
Here's that payoff pitch, and it's a chopper back off the first base side of the mound where it's fielded by Paulson. He'll give the little underhand toss to the first baseman, Morris, in time to retire Corwine. And there it is. The side is retired in order. That's despite a 1-out hit by pitch. The base runner picked off at first. The play to end this second inning, the comebacker, and 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the second with the score. Still Jefferson 2, Martinsburg nothing.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics insurance companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
Now getting a defensive change here as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Looks like we're going to have a new right fielder as Griffin Horowitz, who was in right, has come in to play at second base, replacing Isaiah Morris, who was hit by a breaking pitch in the last half inning. And that looks to be a number 11 who is now in the outfield, and that is Kellen Kinsler, who had been used earlier as a courtesy runner for the catcher. So Kinsler now takes over out in right field. That looks to be the only 2 changes that we have, as Martinsburg will send the number 6 hitter in the order. That is Michael Lupus to the plate to get the bottom of the second underway, and he takes strike 1. Still a 2-0 lead for Jefferson. On the hill, Vidaz delivers, and the pitch bounced foul right at home plate. It actually ended up bouncing out into fair territory, but it was after it had made contact with either the batter or the catcher. I didn't quite see. But either way, it was a dead ball, a foul ball, and the count at 0-2. Vidaz threw 27 pitches in that first inning, but Matt, 21 went for strikes. Martinsburg able to foul a few off, keep some at-bats alive. Lupus will be followed by Knotts and Clement. 6, 7, 8 spots in the order. Here's the pitch, and the fastball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Lupus is a little fidgety in the box. Not quite happy feet, but the minute that pitch comes in, you can tell he gets a little antsy.
1-2 pitch, a fastball on the outside corner taken for a called strike 3.
That outside corner's been a strike all day long. Unfortunately for hitters, there's not a whole lot you can do except for try to throw the bat at it, try to keep yourself alive, and just foul one off down one line or the other. But it's been consistent behind the plate, so as a hitter, you're going to have to find a way to adjust.
It'll bring up Shine Knotts, today's starting center fielder, one of the 3 seniors in the lineup.
And how about the efficiency for Vidal so far? He's recorded 4 outs, all of them via the strikeout.
There you go, and it's the last 4 batters that he has faced. And this fastball is ripped into left field, but right at Connor Bailey, who played it perfectly, catching that line drive for out number 2. Well, there you go. A ball put in play and hit hard by Shine Knotts, but unfortunately nothing to show for it. And now with 2 outs, nobody on, it brings up Hudson Clement. That's a tough play for Bailey when that line drive is coming right at you. Had a little bit of a slice to it, but he played it very well. So Clement, the batter, takes just inside for ball one. 2-0 Jefferson scored a pair in that top of the first inning. Cullen Horowitz with a home run. Camion Gonzalez with an RBI single. Pitch to the plate, lifted in the air, off that first base side. Zach Rose, the first baseman, back in foul territory, makes the grab. And just like that, the side is retired. Great inning for Riley Vadaz. Limited number of pitches needed, and he is able to set down the side in order. Heading to inning number 3 when we come back. Your score, Jefferson 2, Martinsburg 0.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Tripp's at 304-229-7009.
Or visit trippsfloorsanding.com.
We are back once again here at P.O. Faulkner Park. 2-0 Jefferson as we go to the top half of inning number 3. And in with your play-by-play, here's Matt Crawford.
Thank you, sir. 2-0. 2 runs in the top of the first inning for Jefferson. It was a 2-out home run by Cullen Horowitz, and then an RBI single with 2 outs by Camion Gonzalez. That scored Kellen Kinsler from second base. And so far, other than that, blanks across the board. Stepping in, Connor Bailey, his second at-bat. He was a ground-out victim to short. His first at-bat, first pitch, outside, ball 1.
Well, Paulson settled down a little bit after 37 pitches in that first, only 18 needed in that second inning.
56 pitches now thrown for Paulson as the 1-0 bounces into the chest protector and then away from the catcher, Landon Seifert. Now the count, 2 balls, no strikes to Connor Bailey.
And there's the issue, falling behind hitters. Able to battle back and get those first 2 outs in the first inning, but then the homer, a couple of walks, a base hit.
That 2-0 does catch the outer edge of the strike zone. Good battle back pitch for Paulson. 2 balls, 1 strike to Connor Bailey, and not the area of the order that you want to get behind hitters. 2, 3, 4 due up as that 2-1 well outside. Ball 3, now a hitter count for Connor Bailey. You can imagine he's still probably getting the take sign right now. If not, hey, make sure you're being very, or not too eager, I should say, at the plate with the way that Paulson has struggled to find the strike zone. Here's that 3-1, a ground ball to the third baseman. Up with it is Lupus. He fires across the bag, almost pulls Morris off the bag, but he's able to keep a toe on. Out number 1 is recorded 5-3.
Well, there you go. We got that green light on the 3-1. Hit it pretty hard. Nice play by Lupus, reaching out glove side left. Able to field that one and get it across the diamond.
Cullen Horowitz steps in, a 2-out solo shot back in the first inning. That one deep to center field, probably every bit of 385 on that hit. Is straightaway center is 370, maybe even closer to 390, 395. The Bear awaits the first pitch and takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Good looking pitch there. About knee high, working outside part of the plate. Although you got to imagine at some point you want to work him inside, not let him get those arms extended.
Here comes the 0-1 from Paulson, and that one driven again deep to center field. And is it run down? It is run down in center field by Shine Knott, sliding in and making the catch. That hit on a rope to center field, and a great play made by Shine Knott. Make sure you put a star in your scorebook next to that one.
Yeah, he got a good read on that baseball and covered a lot of ground, sprinting to his right and getting there in time to make that sliding catch for the second out.
That'll keep you in the lineup. Plays like that, and a scorcher by Cullen Horowitz once again.
That'll keep you in the game, too.
Yeah, Reagan Allinger steps in, takes ball 1 high and inside. Allinger drew a walk in the first inning. His courtesy runner. Kinsler would come around to score.
Of course, Kinsler now in the game as the right fielder, so I'm not sure if they can put another courtesy runner in at this point for Allinger.
The 1-0 pitch, down low and inside. Count now 2 balls, no strikes. 2 down here in the top of inning number 3, Jefferson holds a 2-0 lead. Here comes that 2-0 pitch, just off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. That outside corner, the low outside corner, had been a strike all the way up to that point, but that one apparently, according to our home plate umpire, just a little too far off the plate. Here comes the 3-0. That one well outside in a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs, and Allinger will reach for the second time today via walk.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of those where Aaron Byler is saying, hey, it looks like Vidal's just getting that outside corner. Can I get my guy to have that outside corner a little bit as well?
We will get another courtesy runner. Daquan Shipe is the courtesy runner. Zach Rose now steps in.
Not aware of how that courtesy runner rule would work. I thought once you put one in as a courtesy runner that player would stay in that position. But I guess by being inserted into the game, then it opens up the door for someone else.
Zach Rose steps in after a quick check over to first base. A check swing at the plate. Rose did not go around that one low in the dirt. Ball 1.
He has not seen a strike yet. A 4-pitch walk that first time up.
And Paulson hasn't seen a strike called in the last 5. That's now 5 straight that has missed the zone.
And Paulson taking a moment to kind of gather his thoughts. Get ready and step back in.
Shipe with the lead off first base. Nothing major. A time called at the plate. As Rose said, I've stood here long enough. I need to move around, take a practice swing, and step back in.
Yeah, an important spot in this game with 2 outs and runner at first and a guy like Rose at the plate who can certainly do some damage. A 2-0 game right now. Love to get this out.
Here comes that 1-0. That one low in the dirt. Good block by Seifert. But now 6 straight have missed the strike zone from Joe Paulson. 2 outs. Again, try to get that third one and get out. It was a 1-2-3 inning an unconventional way in the second, but still got out unscathed in the second. And another time called at the plate taken by Zach Rose. If he waits for more than what we're seeing, about 6 to 7 seconds, he's going to make you reset. Here comes that 2-0 pitch. That one outside. And jogging to second base.
Yep, Shipe with the delayed steal.
Yeah, 2-0, now 3-0.
Wait a minute. They're calling 2 balls and no strikes.
It should
from
be
a plate umpire.
It should be 3-0. I would.
Unless
that was
not a pitch, unless there was. I didn't see any type of a balk or another type of a call, so that would have advanced the base runner in that situation. But perhaps the reason why he was walking down to second. Either way, the count now 3-0.
Yeah, I didn't see a balk indicated by our home plate umpire or our field umpire, but now the count 3-0 is that one missed inside. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. This one chopped to the first baseman. Morris gets it on a hop, steps on the bag for out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, it's Jefferson leading Martinsburg 2-0. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Bottom of the third, Martinsburg due up. It's the 9-1-2 hitters due up in the bottom of the third. 2-0 is Jefferson's lead. Riley Vadas back out for his third inning of work. Peyton DeMarco looking for his first hit of the season, 0 for 6. 6 strikeouts and 1 walk is his stat line coming in to this at-bat. Vadaz out of the windup. Here comes the first pitch to DeMarco. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, a very good inning in that second for Vadaz. Just 7 pitches needed. 5 went for strikes as he set down the side in order. He's really found himself after giving up a leadoff hit and then having the next man reach on an error in that in that bottom of the first inning.
Vadaz misses well outside on the 0-1. Backhanded stab by Allinger. Count out even 1 ball, 1 strike to DeMarco. Here comes that 1-1 fouled off just above our broadcast position. DeMarco now behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Martinsburg threatened in that first. The first 2 batters reached. Ultimately ended up at second and third. But it was 3 straight strikeouts for Vadaz to get him out of that first.
Here comes the 1-2 from Vadaz. A fastball off the plate. Ball 2.
That one definitely was off the outside corner.
Vadaz just 7 pitches last inning. 34 coming into this inning. So this will be pitch number 39 is that one. It bounces in the count full 3-2. If you're Coach Byler, you got to like the at-bat here by DeMarco. You can get that 9 guy on first base and get to the top of the order, which was productive early on. Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2. This one, a ground ball to the shortstop. Cayman Gonzalez up with it, fires across, and Rose hauls it in for out number 1.
Well, not bad. DeMarco made good contact, hit it right at the shortstop. Nice play by Cayman Gonzalez to come in on it, scoop, and make a strong throw.
Landon Seifert steps in. The catcher, a single to lead off the bottom of the first, his first at-bat. Would get all the way to third in that first inning before 3 straight strikeouts would end the bottom of the first for Jefferson. Again, Vadaz out of the windup. Here comes that first pitch. That one misses high, ball 1.
A good hard fastball. He has had that fastball, no doubt about it, and he has placed it well, working that outside part of the plate.
Here comes the 1-0 to Seifert. That one does catch the edge of the zone. That one looked about thigh high on the outer third, strike 1. And Matt, it is nice, while masks are being worn here by most patrons, it is nice to see some sort of normalcy when you look at the benches and dugouts as Seifert is swinging a miss, strike 2. Basketball is different, football was different from what we've called it. It's nice to see some sort of normalcy when you look down each line at the dugouts. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one on the outside corner, called strike 3. Good pitch for Vadaz, and one if you're Seifert, again, you just got to try to protect. I know it seems a little off the plate, but just try to fight it off, foul it off, and live to see another pitch. 2 down.
5 strikeouts now for Vadaz, and the last 2 have been looking. His first 3, he got swinging.
Now at least 1 strikeout in each inning. It was 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Now 1 in the third as Jack Reisenweber steps in, takes one low and away, ball 1.
Yeah, Vadaz, hey, he's living on that outside corner. Tried it again, just a little off the plate and low.
Here comes that 1-0 to Reisenweber. This one lifted into right field, deep into right field. The center field and right field are moving over. That's going to bounce over the head of Kinsler. Reisenweber at second base. We will throw the brakes on with a 2-out stand-up double. Good piece of inside-out hitting for Jack Reisenweber.
Yeah, he got that one. I did not think anybody had a chance to catch up to it. Kinsler in right, and certainly Corwine, where he was playing in center, had no chance. That one getting in there for the second double of the season for Reisenweber.
Time called on the field as Reisenweber ran out of his helmet. Who's it? Manny Ramirez used to do that round in third just about every time. He'd throw the helmet off. Reisenweber now at second base. The other Isaiah Morris, now stands in. The lefty with the open stance, a strikeout victim, his first at-bat in the first inning. First pitch to him inside, ball 1.
A big chance here. I mean, Martinsburg had an opportunity in that first inning, could not get it done. Here in this third inning, they need a clutch 2-out hit or a ball put in play just to make something happen, even if it's an error.
Vadaz delivers the 1-0. This one a dribbler down the first base line, and it will go foul. As Zach Rose grabs it, throws it back to Vadaz. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 hitter, Isaiah Morris. Again, Morris looking for his first hit of the season, now 0 for 10 after the strikeout in the first. The lefty awaits the 1-1 pitch. Vadas gets the pitch he wants. Comes set out of the stretch. And here comes the 1-1. A breaking ball, high and inside, ball 2. That's an easy one to take for Morris as it's coming at his head. Reisenweber retreats back to second base. He's getting a decent lead at second, both primary and secondary. I can't imagine he's moving to third, as you never want to make that third out at third base, but definitely being aggressive on the base paths. Here comes the 2-1 to Morris. This one lifted high into the infield, the left side of the infield moving over. It's Gonzalez who is going to camp under it. And that one moved at the last minute as he threw that left hand out to make the catch, but does so in exciting fashion.
Yeah, I don't know how much camping he was doing, but
he was camped underneath of it right until the last minute.
He was moving those feet and was good to stay underneath of it and make that catch.
We are through 3 here from P.O. Faulkner Park. Jefferson leads Martinsburg 2-0. We're back in 60 seconds.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Top of inning number 4. The third inning would have been, in years past, our trivia inning, and something that we may pick up as the season goes on. But right now, with the what we used to give away was the Hoss's Steak and See gift cards, and we would do a trade-out with the Hagerstown Suns. And while Suns tickets may be easy to come by, I'm not sure you want to see the product that would be at Municipal Stadium this year, as the Suns are no longer an affiliate of any Major League Baseball team.
There is no baseball in Hagerstown this summer. They are looking to play independent baseball in the next year or two, but from what we understand, would have to have a new stadium project as a part of that. So
may get back to that trivia at some point this season, but not in Game 1. Joe Paulson back out for his 4th inning of work. Misses well outside. An easy take for Camion Gonzalez, who had a RBI single back in the first. Jefferson leads 2-0 here in the top of inning number 4 as the lights now taking full effect here at P.O. Faulkner. Still a little bit of sunlight creeping in from left field. But other than that, mostly lights is what is brightening the field. The 1-0 does catch the upper inside corner. Strike 1, count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to Gonzalez. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 2.
Matt threw 3 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 3 left, and 2 in scoring position for Jefferson. Martinsburg, no runs on 2 hits, no errors. They've left 3, and all 3 have been in scoring position with 2 at second and 1 runner at third.
Paulson, you would imagine, would have to settle in this inning or another inning pitch. Gonzalez rips one that's high and inside and run down. Does he make the catch? No, it hits the ground. It was Jordan Canby in left field, a diving attempt, but just couldn't hang on to it. And Camion Gonzalez, a leadoff double to start the top of inning number 4.
Yeah, that's one where Canby had it in the glove, and I think it was the force of his body hitting the ground and the way that he landed. It looked like he kind of landed with that glove and handed ball almost underneath of him that knocked it free.
Can't fault the effort. We saw Shine Knotts make a miraculous play in center field a few innings ago, and Canby won a little bit of that action. Now stepping in, Sammy Roberts. Roberts, strikeout victim, looking in the first inning, takes ball 1.
How about Gonzalez, 2 for 2 with a single and now a double. He's working his way towards the cycle.
Here comes that 1-0. That does catch the outer third, about letter high, strike 1.
No pressure or nothing.
Of course not.
Can the broadcaster jinx work in an opposite way? You know, I mean, can it be a good jinx? You talk about it and it happens?
I don't think it's how that works.
No.
Here comes the 1-1 to Roberts. Roberts lifts this one into shallow right field. It's going to have to be the second baseman making the play. And does he? He does. A great play made by Hudson Clement, running that one down Willie Mays style. The basket catch over the shoulder for out number 1. You knew there was no way that Peyton DeMarco was going to be able to run in from deep right field where he was playing. That was going to have to be Hudson Clement. He did a great job adjusting on that baseball and making the play for a very impressive out number 1.
Yeah, he is a wide receiver on the football team, and I think that helped him on that one, that looking back up over the shoulder and making that catch.
Griffin Horowitz turns on one deep down the left field line. Left fielder going back, and that baseball is gone. Griffin Horowitz taking a page out of his brother's playbook. A 2-run home run, and Jefferson doubles their lead. It's now 4-0 in the top of the 4th.
Boy, that one hugged the line the entire way, had just a little bit of slice to it. Great job by Jeff King. Our plate umpire was right out on top of the plate, watching that one all the way, and gave the indication that was a fair ball just inside of that fair foul pole at the 305 sign down the left field line.
And Griffin mobbed at the plate. How about a first varsity hit for Griffin Horowitz, a towering home run, 305 down the left field line, and that was every bit of 310 to 315. 4-0 Jefferson with the lead now in the top of the 4th, and it is Kellen Kinsler who will bat in the spot of Isaiah Morris. Paulson steps off. Looking at the first pitch to Kinsler, that is a strike. It was Seifert set up very low in the strike zone and just got it about knee high. Strike 1. 1 down here in the inning. Again, a low stance for Seifert. That one does not get the bottom edge of the zone count. Even 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking at Kinsler so far, he has 1 hit in 2 at-bats on the season. Here comes that 1-1 pitch from Paulson. A swing and a miss. Strike 2. Kinsler, no strikeouts, no walks either to his credit so far this year. Here comes the 1-2 from Paulson, high and outside. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And remember, Kinsler started this game as a courtesy runner for the catcher Reagan Allinger. Actually scored back in that first inning, but then came in defensively after Isaiah Morris, the starting second baseman, was hit by a pitch, an off-speed pitch that came high and caught him in the side of the face, and he ended up leaving the game.
That break even misses. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Kellen Kinsler. Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2. That one low, ball 4.
That was a close pitch, but from our angle, you could clearly see the glove of Landon Seifert raise up, trying to frame that one on the bottom of the strike zone, but plate umpire Jeff King didn't have any of it. It's the base on balls.
Pitching coach Kurt Zarnecki going to go out and have a talk with his starting pitcher. Again, it was 70 pitches going into the inning, and he's thrown 14, so up to 84 pitches for Joe Paulson. So I would imagine that, if anything, this maybe is trying to look down the third base line, and with the shadows and everything, can't tell if anybody's warming up in the Martinsburg bullpen. But you'd imagine, if anything, that may have been an opportunity to get some more pitches in for somebody warming up. But again, from our vantage point, can't tell if there's anybody in that Martinsburg bullpen.
Yeah, that bullpen is behind the dugout off the third base side, and you've got the fencing, but not only the fencing, but it's got a tarp-type material.
The windscreen.
Yep, so it's really hard to see.
Back to the top of the order, it's Peyton Corwine, who takes strike 1, about knee-high, outer third. He's 0 for 2 on the day in that leadoff spot. Came in as the best batter on the team, batting .636. Looking to change his fortune tonight as he puts down a bunt, goes right back to the pitcher, Paulson. Paulson fires over to first. Does he get him in time? He does! By a half a step. Great throw by Joe Paulson. Great stretch by Isaiah Morris at first base, and a half a step is all Peyton Corwine needed and just could not get it. He can't believe it, as he swears he beat that one out in some frustration going back to the dugout. 2 down here in the top of inning number 4.
Boy, it was bang, bang, but credit Paulson. He didn't panic and end up throwing that one away. Took his time, made the scoop, and a good throw to first to get the out.
Brings up Connor Bailey. Bailey also 0 for 2 this evening so far. A runner now in scoring position as Kinsler stands on second base. He was able to advance on the bunt. Here comes that first pitch to Bailey. That one bounces, and sliding into third with ease is well ahead of that tag was Kinsler. He now stands just 90 feet away from home plate, and what Jefferson hopes is run number 5 after that ball in the dirt.
Yeah, a wild pitch that will allow that base runner to advance, as it's a ball and no strikes now to Bailey.
Paulson comes set, checks third a few times. Here comes that 1-0. That one misses about neck high. Ball 2.
Bailey looking for his first hit today. It's really been the middle of the order, working down from the 3 to 8 hitters that have done the damage.
Yeah. Strike, and that one looked like it was well below the knees, but a good frame by Seifert behind the plate, and a much-needed strike for Joe Paulson. Count now 2-1 to Connor Bailey.
Yeah, chance to get out of this inning without giving up another run.
Bailey 4 driven in this year. Here comes the 2-1 as he rips one down the third base line. That's a fair ball. Gets past the third baseman, Michael Lupus. That will score the 5th run of the ball game for Jefferson. It's a 2-out RBI single for Connor Bailey. Coming in to score from third is Kellen Kinsler, and Jefferson rolling here in the top of inning number 4. That's now 3 scored in the inning.
Yeah, you've got a double, a 2-run home run, a walk, now an RBI single, and Bailey really turned on that one, and you see why they call third base the hot corner. That one was on Lupus before he could hardly react, as it went between him and that third base bag and down into the left field corner.
Yeah, just drive to the backhand. And John Lowery Sr. having a conversation with our home plate umpire. Looked like he was pointing out to center field.
Yeah, I think he wanted to hold up and make sure that the at-bat didn't start with a car driving up Faulkner Avenue and the headlights perhaps being a distraction for the batter.
Cullen Horowitz slips one deep to left field, and how about 2 for Horowitz as that clears the trees in left center field, and it'll be a fun night in the Horowitz house when this one is over. How about a 3rd home run hit by Horowitz? Cullen now has his 2nd. This one a 2-run shot. 7-0 is the Jefferson lead over Martinsburg on a moonshot 2-run homer.
Well, we said coming in, 6 home runs in this starting lineup. This is a team that has been hitting the long ball, and they have continued to do that with 3 more now in this one. And this is supposedly the 6th best team in the state right now.
Right now playing, and I would love to see the 5 ahead of them, that is for sure.
They do look good.
And how about what Jefferson has done with 2 outs, Matt?
Yes.
A lot of their offense has come after Martinsburg's been able to get 2 outs, and that is going to be the end of the line, it looks like, for Joe Paulson, as skipper Aaron Byler gives him a few pats on the chest, and that will be all she wrote. Coming over from first, looks like it's going to be Isaiah Morris, who is going to be the next pitcher as he gets in his warm-ups. Let's go ahead and send it back to the studio, take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we will have the rest of the top of inning number 4. It is Jefferson 7, Martinsburg 0. We're back in 60 seconds. So he went 3.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Center Park, 7-0 is the Jefferson lead over Martinsburg. 5 runs here in the top of the 4th inning, and we are not out of the inning yet for Joe Paulson. As the bases are empty, we can officially close the book on him. 3 2/3 on the mound as the starter. Gave up 7 runs on 6 hits, just 1 strikeout, 4 walks, and 1 hit batter. The DH, Caleb Edwards, is now going to join the field as he will play first base, as the new pitcher is Isaiah Morris.
And one final note on the evening for Paulson. We had him at 91 pitches. 44 of those were for strikes. Had trouble getting ahead of hitters, and that led to that high pitch count.
Morris steps in. Looking to see, he does have an inning and 2/3 on the season so far. Ball high and outside as Reagan Ollinger steps in. He is technically 0 for 0 on the day. He's drawn 2 walks.
Pretty good pop on that fastball from the left-hander.
Here comes the hurl from the lefty, and nice pop, but not the location you want in the inning and 2/3. Morris has been on the mound. No runs given up, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and what looks like, no hits given up so far either. A swing and a miss. Looked like Ollinger wanted to join the home run party, counting out 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, he's got to catch up. I mean, he came in leading this team with 3.
And now Horowitz, that's Cullen, has 3 of his own as he's hit 2 absolute missiles.
Yes.
Over the center field fence. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one fouled off in front of the visitor bleachers to our right. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the inning.
And as you mentioned, the 2-out damage, 4 of the 7 runs have been plated with 2 outs.
Here comes the 2-2, a breaking ball, a ground ball to the left side. Lupus bobbles it and just chucks it over to first. Probably would have been better off just hanging on to it, not throwing it past Caleb Edwards, but that'll go down as an E5 in the scorebook as he was about a step late on getting over towards that baseball. Not a sharply hit baseball by any stretch of the imagination, and probably one a third baseman at this level should make.
Yeah, certainly one that he had a chance to make, just didn't quite field it cleanly, stumbling just a little bit as he was trying to grab it and then make that throw out of an awkward position. Nice play, as you mentioned, by Edwards at first to make sure the ball didn't get by him.
2 down is the lefty Zach Rose. The power-hitting lefty steps in. 1 man on. Here's the delivery from Morris. That fastball at the knees, strike 1.
All right, he becomes the 9th batter in the inning. Have they hit around yet?
On the season? On the
No.
game?
On the inning. Does Gonzalez have to come back up for a second time before it's considered hitting around in an inning?
I think, in my mind, you would have to. Rose takes the 0-1 outside. Count 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's just a fun conversation to have. I don't know that there's anything official that says it one way or the
batting
other.
around means I need to scratch off the next inning as Morris steps off the back of the rubber just to check the runner at first. Ollinger back in with ease.
Yeah, they step off, bluff move. You can do that and not throw to first as long as you're stepping off.
Yep, here comes the 1-1 to Rose, and Rose a hardy cut, an inside-out swing, popped up to the left field. Canby moves to his right and gets underneath of it for out number 3. A big inning for the Cougars. They score 5 and now lead Martinsburg 7-0. We're back with the bottom of the 4th when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in a minute.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. 7-0 is the Jefferson lead over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It was 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning, including 2 home runs, one each by the Horowitz brothers. The first varsity hit for Griffin Horowitz, a 2-run home run down the left field line, and Cullen Horowitz hit his second home run of the evening. Stepping in with the now first baseman Caleb Edwards as he skies one into the infield, moving off the mound as the right side coming in. It should be Zach Rose calling for the baseball, and he does, and comes in and makes the catch with the right hand.
Boy, another one of those very high pop-ups that has proven challenging. Not a windy night, but for some reason that ball seems to have some movement on it, or maybe just a little difficult to pick up.
Yeah, we're still early on in the season, still getting used to tracking those balls into the light. Jordan Canby now steps in. The left fielder struck out his first at-bat. Takes ball one.
Well, that one just a little down and in. Haven't seen that much. Vidaz has really worked the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, Vidaz now in his fourth inning of work. A swing and a foul tip at the plate, popping in and out of the glove of catcher Reagan Allinger. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another pitch that kind of worked to the inside part of the plate.
Out of the windup, here's the 1-1. That one high and inside. Ball 2. 50 pitches through the first 3 innings for Vadas. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Can be a hardy cut. Was not able to make contact.
Have not seen a lot of deep counts. I'm looking back through my box, and I see only 2 batters that he's gone to 3 balls on.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. And the streak continues on the 4th straight inning with a strikeout for Riley Vadas. He's now got 6 in the game.
Yeah, this one was swinging, though. The last 2 had been looking. So of his 6 strikeouts, 4 swinging and 2 looking.
Lupus, one of those strikeout victims earlier in the game. He was the leadoff batter in the 2nd inning and went down looking. Here comes the first pitch to Lupus. That one, a strike. That letter high on the outer third. He wasn't overly thrilled with that call. Regardless of whether he's happy or not, still a strike in the scorebook. Here comes the 0-1, lifted down the right field line, well out of play, strike 2.
Martinsburg just has to find a way to get something going offensively. Shut out by Hedgesville on Friday. Scored just a run against Frankfort on Saturday. So there's, 2 7-inning games? That's 14 innings.
Lupus lifts one high into the air down the left field line. Is in shallow left field, moving over and not making the play. Went right to the left of Connor Bailey. And Michael Lupus only going to get a single out of it. And that's going to be one that drives Aaron Byler nuts down the third baseline. As high as that baseball's hit, he turns his palms into the air going, how are you not at second base right now? That's a matter of just assuming an out by the youngster Michael Lucas. You got to be at second base on that.
There's a sophomore mistake. You hustle that one out and head towards second base and hope that maybe something like that happens in E7.
That is what we wrote in our scorebook. So Lupus stands at first base. Shine Knotts stands in at the plate. Still waiting to see his first pitch as the quick throw over to first. Knotts a swing and a miss. A quick cut by Knotts. He's behind the count 0-1.
And what I was getting at before that pop-up, Matt, you're talking about 17 consecutive innings right now in which this Martinsburg team has played just 1 run.
Got to find a way to get those across the plate. A swing and a foul ball. Fouling it over top of our broadcast position is Knotts. And behind on the count 0-2. So now Vadas once again in the driver's seat, having a quick conversation with his catcher. Allinger is what they want to do on this 0-2. Top of the 5th coming up on the backside of this inning, and it'll be Kameen Gonzalez leading it off for the 2nd straight inning. Here comes the 0-2, a breaking ball just fouled off. Good piece of hitting for Shine Knotts, is just battling to live to see another pitch. It stays 0-2.
Yeah, good quick hands. Last second decision to swing at that breaking pitch. Able to make contact, foul it away, and now let's see what he can do with another one.
Short lead off first base for Lupus. Vadas looks in, and a time called at the plate, a late time granted to Shine Knotts. And we'll do that 0-2 again.
Vadas just starting into the motion. Good decision. You don't want to try to stop yourself. You go ahead and throw through to the plate. Pitch doesn't count. Now reset.
Here comes the 0-2. Fastball, this one lifted to the right side of the infield. It is Griffin Horowitz in shallow right field, making the play for out number 3. We're through 4, 7-0 Jefferson leads the Martinsburg Bulldogs top of the 5th when we come back after the 60-second timeout.
Why Apple Valley Chevrolet Toyota in Martinsburg? Because we're a name you can trust. And you can trust that you'll always find a large selection of over 400 new Chevrolets and a wide selection of new Toyotas at unbeatable prices. How unbeatable? Well, we will not be beat on any deal on any new Chevrolet or Toyota. That's right. You will not find a lower price, guaranteed. From Chevy Cruzes, Malibus, Impalas, Equinox, Suburbans, Silverados, to Toyota Yaris, Corollas, Camrys, Avalons, and more. No one beats an Apple Valley Chevrolet Toyota deal. And remember to check your mailbox for this month's specials and great savings. Simply put, if you're in the market or will soon be in the market for a new or newer vehicle, check out all that Apple Valley Chevrolet Toyota has to offer. We're Apple Valley Chevrolet Toyota in Martinsburg, or online at applevalleychevy.com. That's applevalleychevy.com. Apple Valley Chevrolet Toyota, a name you can trust.
Top of inning number 5 here at P.O. Faulkner Park. So far it is all Cougars, 7-0, and that thanks to the long ball, Matt.
Yeah, you're talking about a solo home run in that first inning, and then you get, a pair of 2-run home runs in that 4th inning, and Cullen Horowitz accounting for 2 of those home runs, and Griffin Horowitz accounting for the other.
A softball score for you. Spring Mills went to Berkeley Springs today and picked up a win over the Indians, 11-8.
Now batting number 19. Check on some baseball scores as we go through this half inning as well.
Isaiah Morris back on the mound for what will be hopefully his first full inning of work. Came in and got the final out as strike 1 called on Camian Gonzalez.
It has gone final in Berkeley Springs with a 6-4 win over the Spring Mills Cardinals.
A hardy cut as that swing took Camian Gonzalez to one knee, as again trying to just spray the baseball all over the field. Count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Morris out of the windup. Lefty ready for the 0-2 delivery. Here is the 0-2 breaking ball. This one lifted into center field and run down, and another great catch made in center field by Shine Knotts. That is the second spectacular sliding catch we've seen him make today, 1 down.
Yeah, when it came off the bat, I thought Gonzalez, waiting on that breaking pitch, and then that last second swing, had maybe gotten himself another base hit. But again, Knotts with a good read off the bat, able to range in this time, as well as to his right and make that sliding grab.
Sammy Roberts steps in. First pitch misses, ball 1. Infield normal depth at the corners and up the middle to Roberts. That one well out of the strike zone for ball 2. When pass never touched the catcher Seifert.
Yeah, trying to work that outside edge and unable to do it.
2 balls, no strikes. Roberts so far in the game 0 for 2, including a strikeout. Here comes that 2-0. That one high and outside, ball 3.
Now you look back through the start for Paulson, and you had 4 walks and a hit by pitch, and you're looking at 2 of those walks that ultimately came around to score.
Here comes the 3-0. That one the old automatic. Strike right down the middle, 3-1.
Hard to put guys on base and then pitch around it.
Yeah. 3 balls, 1 strike, a hitter's count to Sammy Roberts. Here comes that 3-1, just inside, ball 4. Did not miss by much, and now a 1-out base runner as Griffin Horowitz will step in. The youngster, his first varsity hit his last time up, and did it in style.
Yes.
A 2-run home run down the left field line. Stayed about 3 feet inside that foul pole. You know, he wants to duplicate what he did last time up. First pitch to Horowitz outside, ball 1.
Jefferson has had a base runner now in every at-bat, despite the fact that they went in order in that second inning. Remember, there was a 1-out hit by pitch the runner that was then put in for the hit batter eventually got picked off of first base.
Here comes the one to Horowitz. That one high and outside. Ball 2. So we now have 6 of the last 7 have missed the strike zone.
Well, and Matt, this is a crucial point in this game because we're top half of inning number 5, and with 7 runs already on the board and a runner already on base with just 1 out.
Morris delivers the 2-0, make that 3-0. The count now to Griffin Horowitz.
Well, now you put Horowitz on, and you've got the potential game-winning run at the plate because should Jefferson put 3 on the board and open this lead out to 10-0, Martinsburg would be forced to score a run in that bottom of the 5th inning, or the game would end via the mercy rule.
Here comes that 3-0 pitch. That one a strike. Not quite the old automatic, but well in the strike zone. Kellen Kinsler stands in the on-deck circle awaiting his second at-bat of the game. He is playing for Isaiah Morris. No, not the one on the mound, the one for Jefferson, who left earlier after a foul ball. Looked like it ricocheted and hit him in the jaw somewhere. Here comes 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 called in the outside corner. Good pitch for Morris.
Yeah, way to battle back. Hey, by the way, Hedgesville has a 9-1 lead over Hampshire, bottom of the 4th inning in that matchup out at Eagle Field.
Standing at first, Sammy Roberts, count full to the batter, Griffin Horowitz. Here comes that 3-2. That one outside, ball 4.
Yeah, the runner was on the move with that count full, and that pitch just a bit up and away. And now back-to-back walks, and this becomes a really important at-bat. The number 9 guy in the order in Kinsler. You don't want to turn it around and go back to the top of the order for the potential damage that could end this game early.
And because while they were combined 1 for 6 in the 1-2 spot, came in hitting the baseball pretty darn well. Here comes the first pitch. That a strike on the inside corner to Kinsler. Kinsler drew a walk earlier in the game. That was last inning in the 4th.
Yeah. So the number 9 spot in the order has been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. You know, that's the part of the order you want to go after as a pitcher.
Swing and a miss as Morris does just that. Now ahead in the count 0-2. And a big situation here. Would love to get the second out of the inning if you're Isaiah Morris. Short lead for the runner at first with nowhere to go. A runner in front of him. Not an overly big lead by Roberts at second base. Here comes that 0-2 pitch, high and outside. Ball 1.
Well, they got to that 2-strike pitch on Horowitz and then could not finish the deal. Ended up with a base on balls.
7-0 is the Jefferson lead here in the top of inning number 5. Here comes that 1-2 pitch, and did it hit him? It did. So on the 4th pitch of the at-bat, a hit by pitch. That is the second Jefferson hitter that has been plunked today, and ironically the same spot in the order, but 2 different people.
And one a little high, this one much lower.
Yes, this one
in the leg.
No threat of having to be removed from the game. Is Aaron Byler going to walk to the mound, and we may have seen the end of the day for Isaiah Morris. Usually if it's a visit by Kurt Zarnecki, it's just a quick conversation, but when Coach Byler walks to the mound, that usually marks the end of the day. Waiting to see officially, he hasn't left the mound yet.
Yeah, but he has taken the baseball already. He's got it in his hand.
And that will be the end of the day for Isaiah Morris coming in off the bench, waiting to see a number 11 coming in to pitch. Looking for our overall stats here, and that is Isaiah Sanabria. While he hits in his warm-up pitches, let's step away for a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll see what Sanabria can bring to the mound for the Bulldogs. 7-0 Jefferson with the lead, top of inning number 5. 1 down, we're back in 60 seconds.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back in to P.O. Faulkner Park. We're in the top of inning number 5. It is all Jefferson. 7-0 here. Jefferson looking to remain undefeated at 3-0. For Martinsburg, they're looking to avoid a 2-game slide. As now on the mound, number 11, Isaiah Sanabria.
Extend that slide one more game. Martinsburg won their opener against Washington and has dropped their last 2. So they're trying to avoid the 3-game slide.
Sanabria steps on the mound. Back to the top of the order, it's Peyton Corwine. That ball in the dirt with the bases loaded. Everybody staying where they are as Corwine threw up the stop signal at third base. Sanabria looks in. We'll get into his numbers here in a moment, but not sure he has any. As another one misses low. 2-0 now to count to Peyton Corwine.
Well, the tough part about this is the bases are loaded without the benefit of a hit. With one out, you had back-to-back walks, then a hit batter. Now 2-0 to Corwine.
Corwine takes that 2-0 just below the knees. Ball 3 is Sanabria having a tough time finding the strike zone, and he has not pitched yet this year. Looking at the pitching stats for Martinsburg, this is his first work of the year, and not an ideal situation. Here comes that 3-0, the old automatic, a slower fastball. He slowed it down for strike 1.
Well, got to throw strikes now. A base on ball is going to bring in another run, and again, with 7 already on the board, if those guys on base score and it gets to 10-0, Martinsburg has to score in the bottom of the 5th.
Here comes the 3-1. That gets behind Corwine, gets out of the way. With the bases loaded, it does not matter. Coming in from third to score is Sammy Roberts, 8-0. Now the lead for the Jefferson Cougars.
RBI number 4 on the season for Corwine as he picks that one up with the base on balls.
That run going to get charged to Isaiah Morris.
And first run that he has allowed in his 2/3 of an inning, did not give up a hit, did not strike out a batter, had not given up a run until this one, but he did walk 2 and also hit a batter.
Standing in now, the number 2 batter, Connor Bailey. Bailey with the bases loaded, looking to cause some damage. That one low in there, a good block by Seifert.
Yeah.
As Sanabria just continues to struggle to find the strike zone. Count now 1-0. Bailey a RBI single. Last inning in the 4th. Out of the windup with the bases loaded. Sanabria slowly into that motion, and that one lifted over the shortstop's head. Jack drives, however, that's going to find the gap in left center field. Knott's able to run it down. 1 run going to score, a 2nd run going to score, and a 2 RBI double for Connor Bailey as the lead now out to 10, and Martinsburg now down to outs in this game.
Well, a solid line drive in another case where, a pitch left out over the plate, and Bailey did not miss it. Going to pick up a couple of runs batted in, and this Jefferson offense has certainly been impressive here this evening.
You can now shut the book on Isaiah Morris as those last 2 runs going to get charged to him, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. Nope, just looking at the wrong spot in the order there. Reagan Allinger will step in. No, it should be Colin Horowitz stepping in, shouldn't it? Am I off one?
Yeah, I'm looking at something, too, because we still have the bases loaded in this situation. It should have had some guys coming in to score.
It must have been an intentional walk on Colin Horowitz.
So they just
as
gave
he
him
now
the
stands,
opportunity. Yep, I forget, you don't have to throw those anymore.
Yeah, that has changed as Reagan Allinger now up with 1 out and the bases
there
loaded.
You go.
Count 2 balls, no strikes to Allinger. As the 2-0 misses low and away for ball 3.
Hold on, 2 balls and no strikes.
2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah, so don't look down and mark that guys that scored on your score sheet.
You miss a lot.
You do, because all the umpire has to do is point to first, and Horowitz automatically got that walk. So
that 2-0 low, now the count 3-0 to Allinger. 3 runs given up by Isaiah Morris, by the way, as we can close the book on him. No strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit batter. No hits in 2/3 of an inning. That 3-0 outside and a RBI walk on 4 pitches for Ollinger. That is his 3rd walk of the game. And coming in to score is Corwine from third base. 11-0 is the lead for Jefferson. The bases remain loaded. And Byler going to walk out onto the mound once again, and I'm guessing wonder where to go from here. Again, the way this season is set up, a lot of games in a short amount of time, so not a lot of time to get new pitchers in if you've not got a deep bullpen. Looking to see who is coming in. I believe that was a 1-3. We'll get who's on the mound after this 60-second break back at the studio. It's Jefferson 11, Martinsburg 0 here in the top of inning number 5.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. 9 runs in the last 2 innings so far for Jefferson, and just 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. The offense has come alive. It was 2 runs in the top of the 1st, and then goose eggs until we got to the top of the 4th. Jake Zittel is the new pitcher for Martinsburg, by the way. Did get a confirmation in 18 now on the mound, and a out not recorded by Santa Maria. 1 hit. Can't tell you the runs yet, as there's still a few on the base paths. 3 walks, no strikeouts. Zach Rose stands in. Rose a walk today, 0 for 2 on the stat book. Takes ball 1 low, and second straight pitcher. This is the first attempt on the mound, first hurl from the mound so far this year, as that was Zittel's first pitch. So it'll come set out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. It's fouled off deep down the left field line. It gets over the fence, hitting the top of the fence, it looked like, and a long strike 1 count, even 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you mentioned this team hitting, and no doubt they have, they've put the ball in play, they've hit the long ball, but we heard from Coach John Lowery Sr. in the pregame show about his team learning how to take what they're given, and they've done it in this one. 11 base runners have been given by Martinsburg pitching as you look at 9 walks and 2 hit batters.
1 ball, 1 strike. It's the count to Zach Rose. Zittel comes set out of the stretch. Again, bases loaded. Breaking ball just never broke. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, and Rose really hoping to join that hit parade.
Yeah.
And bring in some runs.
Yeah, Rose so far on the season coming into this game, a .500 hitter. Had a home run. He'd love to add one here with a grand slam. A hardy cut fouled over the third base dugout that belongs to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, a couple of big cuts and a couple of balls going the opposite way. Both have been foul. And all Zittel wants to do right now, get an out. Still just 1 out in this inning.
Yeah, it is far from over. 1 out doesn't get you out of the inning here. Ground ball may get you out of the inning if you can turn to. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Rose. Low and inside, ball 3.
Yeah, good eye. That one clearly down and in, and now a full count. If you're Rose or you're looking for that fastball, what do you do if you're Zittel?
Don't throw one down the middle.
But you got to throw a strike or you're walking in a run.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch, high and outside, ball 4, and a RBI for Zach Rose on the walk. That'll bring in Connor Bailey from third base. Another run charge to Isaiah Samabria. And we have a pinch hitter now, 26, coming in for 19, 26. Noah Carter coming in for Camian Gonzalez.
And we now have 3 RBI walks in this half inning. You said Noah Carter?
Noah Carter, number 26. Camian Gonzalez will finish the day 2 for 3, a single, a double, and an RBI. First pitch to Carter. Ball 1 inside. Scratch out the 6 and make a 5.
So
on the
after,
score sheet,
after sending 9 to the plate in the 4th and not hitting around,
we're now at 10. As Carter going to get plunked in the shoulder blade on the second pitch he sees, and another run going to come in and score. And right now this is going from bad to worse if you're the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you're Coach Byler, you're kind of wondering, what do I have to do now? We've
at this point, you just got to try to throw strikes.
Yeah.
Hope your defense can make a play. It's 13-0. At this point, you don't worry about hits. And you can tell the infield and outfield a little depleted right now for Martinsburg, as we're going to have another pinch hitter.
Looks like Ricketts. Yeah,
it is a 7, William Ricketts.
Yeah.
And he will hit for Sammy Roberts.
So Will Ricketts to swing the bat.
As Coach John and I were seeing, you could probably pick up in our crowd, Mike, hollering for another pinch hitter in the dugout. Ricketts, known more as a pitcher on this Jefferson team. One of those guys that can give you some innings out of the bullpen and has done so pretty productively this year. Easy to tell where Will Ricketts got the goggles.
Yep. Always seems like he's having fun on a baseball field, too.
And you should.
Yeah.
First pitch to Ricketts, a swing and a miss for the big lefty. Strike 1.
I know you say you should. If you're in a white uniform in the field right now.
Oh, no, you're having no fun.
Not having fun at all.
No. None. Ricketts stands in, ready for the 0-1. That one low in the dirt. Ball 1. Throws up the stay at third sign from home plate. $13-0. The Jefferson lead here. The 1-1 pitch to Ricketts lifts that one into center field. Going back on it is Knotts. He's going to have to make a deep run at it. That one bounces off the wall, and that's going to score 2 runs. One comes in from third and rounding second, rounding third, and coming in to score is Zach Rose from second base. And how about a 2 RBI single for Will Ricketts, as Noah Carter had to pause momentarily to make sure that ball wasn't caught, and 15-0. The Jefferson lead now over Martinsburg.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going to be extra bases, but again, probably a good decision by Carter at first. You don't want to end up getting doubled off or having something happen that shouldn't on a ball that deep, and maybe Knotts is able to run it down, but wow. The hitting continues and the runs continue for Jefferson.
Santa Brea, you can close the book on him. 4 runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Now pinch hitting for Jefferson. Sam Wapnitz, he will hit for Griffin Horowitz. Wapnitz, one of those kids from a couple years ago you remember as a youngster. First pitch to him, and that hit him. That will not score a run, but that'll load the bases again. That'll move Ricketts to second base and Carter to third, the first pitch of the at-bat. And Wapnitz now stands at first base. Mason LaFollette now stands in. Get another pinch hitter, and he will hit for Kellen Kinsler.
I've got no room left to put him in that number 9 spot. So much has happened in that spot in the order.
Jake Zittle out of the stretch, looking in. I think if you're Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler, you're sticking with him and hoping he can get a couple of outs at this point of the game. Breaking ball in for strike 1 on LaFollette.
Yeah, I mean, you consider you got Legacy Christian here tomorrow. You've got Washington then on Wednesday. You take a day off on Thursday, then at Spring Mills on Friday, and a doubleheader against Petersburg on Saturday. So you got to have some pitching.
That 0-1 pitch misses low in the dirt, ball 1. Looking at LaFollette on the season, 1 hit, 4 at-bats for a .250 batting average. Here comes the 1-1, a swing and a miss on a ball that looked a little off speed.
You know, you think of a game like this in the professional ranks, and, you know, you're looking around going, hey, did you ever pitch in college or high school? You know, in this situation, I guess, did you ever pitch in Little League?
Why don't you go on the mound?
We got to find somebody who can throw some strikes.
The 1-2 gets away from Seifert, and coming in to score from third is Noah Carter. Make that 16-0, the lead for Jefferson. Landon Seifert has done a heck of a job so far behind the plate today, keeping those balls in front of him. That one just skirted away. Now runners at second and third, so I guess you can look at a silver lining here. There's somewhere to put the batter at the plate without scoring a run. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. This one lifted into foul territory down the right field line. Moving over is Edwards, and he is able to make the catch for a huge out number 2.
Yeah, nice play. Getting back on the ball, over into foul territory, setting himself, making the grab. A much-needed second out in this inning.
Looking at it, it has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 batters. He was the 12th batter since the first out was recorded. I believe we're going to have another pinch hitter just trying to figure out who it's going to be, looking down what is a, once again, pretty sizable Jefferson roster.
And Coach Lowery, very good in situations like these and throughout the course of a season, getting guys into games.
I believe it's going to be a 2-0 and Mark Smith, and it is in the top of the lineup for Peyton Corwine. Smith has an opportunity to drive in some runs here. 2 ducks on the pond, second and third base. First pitch, low and inside, ball 1 to Smith.
Are you surprised when you say that? Ball 1. It has seemed like Martinsburg pitchers have not been able to throw that first pitch strike.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Smith. That one fouled off back to the backstop. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith on the season, looking at his numbers, 0 for 2. Has been hit by a pitch and has scored a run, also drawn a walk. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here's the pitch to Smith. That one low and away, ball 2. And again, you don't want to give them bases here, but a pinch hitter late in the game, 16-0. Just throw it down the middle of the plate and hope your defense can make a play. As the 2-1 pitch fouled off into the netting just to our right. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That third time in 4 games for Jefferson in double figures, and this is their highest run output. 14 against Spring Mills, 14 against Berkeley Springs, now 16 in this one.
That 2-2 low in the dirt, ball 3, and just glancing down at the Martinsburg dugout, and that one in the dirt. I think all 3 coaches on the buckets just in front of the opening to the dugout, just looked up towards the sky. Here's the break even. 3-2, a called strike 3 on the inside corner, and the inning that wouldn't end for Martinsburg finally does come to an end. 9 come across the score here in the top of the 5th inning for Jefferson. They hold a 16-0 lead over Martinsburg. Martinsburg down to their final 3 outs. They need 7 to keep playing in this one. We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender. The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. 16-0 Jefferson leading Martinsburg as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Riley Vadas still on the mound for Jefferson, looking to go the complete game and only needs 3 outs before Martinsburg can score 7 in order to go that complete 5-inning full game.
10 walks, 4 hit batters by Martinsburg pitching in this one. And you look back through that 5th inning and the number of guys that came to the plate, and all of those runs scoring, Matt, how many hits? 9 runs scored on, have 2 hits.
Yeah. Sempabria gave up 1 hit, and then Zittel gives up 1 hit.
And both of those were 2 RBI hits. So 4 of the runs came home as a result of hits. The others came home as a result of bases loaded walks and or bases loaded hit by pitches. It has just been a struggle tonight for Martinsburg.
John Lowery Sr., the Jefferson coach, talking to our home plate umpire, and I'm guessing there's a slew of defensive substitutions in the field right now, but from where we are, it would be almost impossible to figure out who is playing where. So we will give credit to who we have and give outs to Jefferson as Hudson Clement steps in, fouls one off down the first base line. That one getting out of play. Strike 1. Hudson Clement 0 for 1 on the day. And Matt, we talked about a number of ABs, and this is not going to help that total number for Martinsburg when you have a guy like Clement who's only getting his second at-bat. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, fires across the diamond, a good stretch at first. I believe that's Rose at first base with the length. There it is. Good stretch for out number 1.
Yeah, that's Horowitz at third as well.
The infield looks like it's staying the same with Gonzalez at shortstop. So maybe that conversation more of guys re-entering than it is guys going in the field. Regardless, 1 down on the 5-3 putout. Vadas settling in after what was a tough first inning. He has rolled since. DeMarco steps in, takes ball 1 high.
Well, it's kind of funny you say a tough first inning. Seifert led it off with a single up the middle. Reisenweber reached on an E4, and after that he struck out the side and has never looked back.
That 1-0 in for strike 1 to Peyton DeMarco. DeMarco still looking for his first hit on the season. Coming into this at-bat, 0 for 7. That foul ball lifted behind home plate. Moving back is Ollinger, and he is going to run out of real estate. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I've got Jefferson scoring those 16 runs on just 8 hits. Again, I go back to the pregame. Coach Lowery Sr. saying that he's still working with his team on the little things in the game, including taking what you're given. And that is, if you got pitchers that are struggling and not throwing strikes, let them throw balls. Take base on balls. Take what you can get. Don't try to force it.
That 1-2 pitch driven into center field. Moving over on it is Peyton Corwine, and Peyton DeMarco getting his first hit of the season, and we believe probably first varsity. I don't remember him from a couple of years ago. So congratulations to DeMarco picking up his first varsity hit.
And a great way to do it, and a good job on that 2-strike pitch. That one was up a little bit. He went with it, took it the other way.
Vadas looks in as Martinsburg goes to the top of the order. Seifert takes ball 1 outside.
Right now, you're just looking for anything that you can try to build on, and scoring right now would be big for this Martinsburg team that has scored only 1 in their last 3 games.
That 1-0 gets away from Ollinger, fires one down to second base, but DeMarco in there with ease, standing up on the wild pitch. Count now 2-0 to Seifert. And John Lowery Sr. going to make his way to the pitcher's mound. And
apparently they picked up a coin at second base. I heard that Mario sound effect there. So get to second base, you get a coin. That's nice. The problem is you get tagged out halfway between second and third, and all of those fall out of your pocket, right? They go everywhere.
Whole infield in for this meeting on the mound. Vadas will stay in the game. You wondered if John Lowery Sr. walking out meant it was the end of the day for him. But he has earned at least another batter. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Did you mention the pitch count? We had him at 63, and so he's right around 71 pitches to this point. So I'm not a huge pitch amount right now. I think, more of the idea was just settle down, go get him.
And you would imagine a little inconsistency here is how long he sat on the bench in the last half inning. Swing and a miss for Landon Seifert. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
The last half inning? How about the last 2 half innings? Because 9 guys went to the plate in the 4th.
I was being relatively generous there, just going back 1 half inning.
I'm sorry.
2-1 pitch to Seifert. Catches the outer third, strike 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's lived there the whole game, has he not?
He has, and done so pretty darn efficiently.
Yes.
Blanking Martinsburg to this point, but a runner in scoring position is Peyton DeMarco. The 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Another inning, another strikeout. 7 now through 5 innings, or 4 2/3 so far for Riley Vadas.
Oh, Jack Reisenweber hoping that he can get a hit and keep this one going, maybe bring in a run for Martinsburg.
You mentioned a run at this point still goes a long way just from the lack of runs Martinsburg's been able to put across the plate. Breaking ball in for strike 1. Some wicked movement late on that pitch from Vadas. Reisenweber 1 for 2 on the day, has reached twice, reached on an error in the first inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Good hearty fastball, no movement on that one. And
there was just a good mix of pitches. You didn't expect that breaking pitch on the first one. Then he comes back with that hard fastball.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. And Reisenweber goes down on strikes. And that is your ball game. Jefferson getting the win over Martinsburg in a Mercy Rule 5-inning 16-0 defeat. Jefferson improves to 4-0 on the season. Martinsburg falls to 1-3. We'll be back with the Palace Lounge post-game show after this 1-minute timeout back at the studio. Recap the scoring from this one. A lot of scoring to recap and give you some stats from this one as well. Also set you up for our next broadcast. Basketball and baseballs. We'll have another baseball game this week for you and get back into the basketball playoffs as well. Again, your final here from P.O. Faulkner. Jefferson getting the win over Martinsburg, 16-0. We're back in 1 minute.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood. This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
All were in scoring position.
Five. There's one in this inning.
Yeah, what I missed.
One in the 5th, one in the 4th, one in the 3rd.
Oh, there is one in the 5-4 in scoring position, right?
Did you say 1 or 2?
Yep. So welcome back into the broadcast. Used to 2-minute breaks for basketball seasons. We're getting some numbers tallied up here for our next segment in the post-game show. It was all Jefferson tonight over Martinsburg, 16-0. And, Matt, it really didn't start out that way. 2 runs in the first inning, in the top of the first inning for Jefferson. It was a home run for Cullen Horowitz and an RBI single for Kamian Gonzalez that would score Reagan Ollinger. And from that point, no runs in the bottom of the first for Martinsburg. Scoreless through the 2nd and the 3rd. And the 4th came around, and that is when the floodgates opened. It was a leadoff double for Kamian Gonzalez, then a 2-run home run for Griffin Horowitz, a walk for, at that point, Kellen Kinsler, and an RBI single to follow after an out by Connor Bailey, an RBI single, with Bailey standing on first base. Cullen Horowitz comes back up, hits his 2nd home run of the evening. It was a 5-run 4th inning, and in the 5th, much of the same. Looking at it, 14 batters come to the plate in the 5th inning, and it was a hit parade.
Well, And that's the thing. The fourth inning was a little more of the hit parade with the two big home runs. Add in there an RBI single. There was a double also. But you go to that fifth inning, and it was really a walk parade more than it was even a hit parade, as 9 runs scored on just a couple of base hits. But you had multiple bases loaded walks and even a couple of bases loaded hit by pitches that helped to bring guys in. In all, Martinsburg pitching issued 10 walks and 4 hit batters, and a bulk of those came in that big 9-run fifth inning. So you look at, did Jefferson hit the ball? Absolutely. Out of their 8 hits, they smacked the ball with those 3 big home runs. And I'm looking back through, did they have a double? Yes, at least one other extra base hit in there as well. So roughly half of their hits went for extra bases. But at the same time, Martinsburg gave them an awful lot, which is what made this such a lopsided score.
Another 1-minute break to take back at the studio. When we come back, we'll take a look at some individual numbers from this one, also some pitching totals. Again, your final here from P.O. Faulkner. Jefferson 16, Martinsburg 0.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park, the Palace Lounge post-game show. Visit the Palace Lounge. They're located on Everett Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Visit their Facebook page for a full menu and a list of daily specials. Let's start with some individual numbers from this one. For Jefferson, I mean, good grief, where do you start? Peyton Corwine in leadoff spot. He came in as the leading hitter on this Jefferson team, finished with just a walk in the game, but did also score a run. Connor Bailey finished with 2 hits. He came around to score 2 runs as well. Colin Horowitz, 2 home runs on the day and an intentional walk where he would come around to score, so he scored 3 times while also driving in 3 runs in the contest. For Reagan Ollinger, he walked 3 times and reached on an error, so reached all 4 times, scored 2 times in the contest. A couple of walks for Zach Rose, including an RBI. He would also come around to score. Camian Gonzalez had 2 hits and an RBI, a double and a single, would also come around to score a run. And Noah Carter, a hit-by-pitch RBI, a pinch hit in the Camian Gonzalez spot. For Sammy Roberts, finished with a walk, and Will Ricketts finishing with a 1-for-1 campaign. He pinched hit for Sammy Roberts in that 5th inning, would also drive in a pair of runs. Pitching-wise, for Jefferson, pretty easy to finalize this one. Riley Vadaz finished 5 innings strong, no runs on 3 hits, striking out 8, and not walking a single batter. For Martinsburg, Landon Seifert, a leadoff single in the bottom of the 1st inning and 2 strikeouts following a double for Jack Reisenweber. Then going down the list, not a whole lot else to talk about. Peyton DeMarco, a single in the bottom of the 5th inning, but it was too little, too late for the Dogs. Their pitching totals look like this. The starter, Joe Paulson, went 3 2/3, giving up 7 runs on 6 hits, walking 4, hitting 1 batter, and striking out just 1. Isaiah Morris came in relief. He threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs, didn't give up a hit, but walked 2 and hit a batter. Isaiah Sambria did not officially track anything in the innings category, 0.0 for him. Gave up 4 runs on 1 hit, and he walked 3. Jake Zittel came in a very tough situation for his first action of the year on the mound. He went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 runs on 1 hit, striking out 1, walking 1, but also hitting 2 batters. Final totals look like this for Jefferson: 16 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, 6 runners left on, 4 of those in scoring position. For Martinsburg, no runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 5 runners left on, 4 of those in the scoring position. All right, one final 1-minute break to take back to the studio. When we come back, we'll give you some scores from around the area that we know and also set you up for our next TV10 broadcast and WRNR broadcast. Also, what is next for both of these teams. Again, the final here from P.O. Faulkner Park, 16-0 Jefferson gets to win over Martinsburg. We're back in 1 minute.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office. Stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Welcome back in one final time to P.O. Faulkner Park as we close up the Palace Lounge post-game show. The Palace Lounge is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Visit their Facebook page for a full list of daily specials along with their full menu. Well, what is next for both of these teams? For Jefferson, they have a game tomorrow against Hedgesville. They will also be at Hampshire later in the week on the 22nd. Martinsburg right back at it tomorrow as well. They will take on Legacy Christian before Washington on Wednesday. What is next for us? So this is not our last baseball game of the week. In fact, it's our first of the week and first of the entire season, but some basketball in between. The first round of the sectional tournament tomorrow for boys basketball. We will have the Spring Mills Hedgesville game. Hedgesville the 2 seed, Spring Mills the 3, so that will be at the Gilbert B. Miller Center at Hedgesville High School. Wednesday, it is the regional round for the girls basketball playoffs. We will bring you that action as well. Musselman will go to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse and take on the Bulldogs. All of that will be covered on TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube, and Talk Radio WRNR. Well, Matt, not the result that Martinsburg was looking for tonight, but I think Jefferson has proven that they're a pretty darn good baseball team around the state.
Yeah, absolutely. And Martinsburg knew, we talked with Coach Byler coming in, this was going to be a tough matchup. They had to go out and play some of their best baseball, and clearly just not able to do that in this one. You're talking about a more veteran team in Jefferson, clearly the much younger team in Martinsburg, and you chalk this one up to some growing pains and hope that you learn and are better for it as this season goes along.
That is going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. A big thanks to all the folks here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Davis Moore, the athletic director for Martinsburg. Both head coaches, Aaron Byler for Martinsburg, John Lowry Sr. for Jefferson, for their pregame interviews, stats, lineups, and everything else, and all the other folks that help contribute to the broadcast to help us bring you this coverage tonight. Back at the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Our on-site producer tonight has been Donald Kenny. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. For Matt Miller, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you one final time Martinsburg falls to 1-3 while Jefferson improves to 4-0 with a 16-0 win for the Cougars over the Bulldogs. This has been West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood & Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.